Hello, my friends. Welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike,
I'm Jay.
and we're gonna get inside of you, inside of the news.
Let's all pull out our prolapsed rectums and show it on
Don't
camera.
say it. It hurts.
I was just telling Mike about that. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Howie Mandel's got his own TikTok thing, and imagine that you're following him on TikTok. You're like, I used to watch Bobby's World. I want to see what my favorite content creator's up to. And you open up the fucking TikTok and you see a dirty butthole with intestines coming out of it. That's what a prolapsed rectum is, y'all. And he fucking did that.
1 minute.
He didn't even like warn anybody. It didn't like have a bar across it or anything. It was just like, oh look, a butthole with fucking intestines coming out. That guy got fucked hard.
Howie Mandel has always scared me, dude. There's something about bald, sweaty, tall men with earrings who host game shows that I just don't trust. I don't know what it is.
He looks like a sinister magician. He looks like he'd wear white gloves and like promise you like some magic and then wind up tickling your butthole. I don't know. Like when you weren't looking.
He looks like he would try to tickle.
But I do like Bobby's World, and I did like Little Monsters. So
Little Monsters fucking ruled. Yeah,
I love Little Monsters.
I like Let's Make a Deal. Let's Make a Deal. That was a great show with the
it was Deal or No Deal.
That's what it was. That was a good show, man.
I did like that show.
That was a good show. I'm not a game show guy, but I like that, and I like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That was fun.
Yeah. I also liked The Weakest Link. Goodbye.
Yeah. Inky has the first super chat of the night. What's up, Inky? Says, you guys have no idea how happy I am you're streaming today. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Inky. Woo! Amazing fucking human being. I was wondering if I could get some birthday shout-outs from Chalice and Loomis.
Very much retired. No, go back to your spaceship. Have a good goddamn birthday there. I mean, what am I going to do? Give you a happy birthday? You go around saying your name's Inky the Alien. You're an alien that likes ink. Okay. That's what I'm going to get you for your birthday. A goddamn pilot pen. And a good luck card.
You know, I always say when it's my birthday, no one can charge me with harassment for slapping the ladies' assholes. And I don't mean their butt cheeks. When it's your birthday, it's a special day. You got to try to slap between each cheek. Then you smoke a Marlboro Red. Have a drink, a Boilermaker at your favorite bar. Tell them to change the goddamn channel because you're sick of that fucking Halloween tune. And then you just go out, you ask a couple more females or males who look like females. In my day, we all had long hair. Paisley's long hair, that sort of thing. LSD, Quaaludes,
STDs.
American Gladiator of STDs was basically my youth.
Slapping your hand between someone's butt crack's going to cause them a prolapsed rectum. That's called assault, brother.
I call it the credit card karate.
I call it 10 to 15
thing. Yeah. I haven't been caught yet.
That's why you got black things all over you. You got black smudges all over your fingertips from touching too many cracks.
Yeah, you put a black light on my hand, that thing will glow. That
thing will glow. Put a black light in your hand, goddamn. Light up the eastern seaboard with germs and disease.
Chocolate covered pretzel, anyone?
What an asshole.
Happy birthday, Inky.
Happy birthday.
You fucking rules. You fucking rule. I'm happy that we're streaming on your birthday. I'm sorry for you, but I'm happy for us that we're streaming on your birthday. Noob Master. He is the master of noobs. And he says, okay, picture this. Halloween ends featuring Busta Rhymes and Tina. They said it was going to piss people off, right?
You can fuck yourself, Noob Master. No, dude, I don't want to picture anything with Busta Rhymes associated with Halloween ever again. If Halloween had Busta Rhymes in it at the very beginning and he got butchered in the most barbaric, incredible, evil way that's ever been seen on film, I'd be like, all right, he can be in it for that one reason alone. Because that would be them kind of meta making fun of how bad Resurrection was and trying to, cleanse the palate, so to speak. Otherwise, fuck it.
Yeah.
He can, no, I'm not having it.
They'd be like, there goes Michael Myers, get him. And Tina would be like, I can't, I have a date tonight. You know when you meet a guy and he makes your heart feel all neon, so you have to leave little girls to fend for themselves against supernatural serial killers? That's me.
I hope it would be a cool scene to see Busta Rhymes like right before he said trick or, and then Michael could grab his jawbone and pull it out.
That would be
like
amazing.
that could be like the end of his. That could be his death. He's like trick or treat, and then.
If Marvel can get away with their levels of fan service, why the fuck not, right? Let's do it. Let's kill Busta Rhymes.
I love it.
They call me Stamps, motherfucker. Said, worked a 14-hour shift yesterday and an 8-hour shift today. My ankles are killing me. Can I get some encouraging words from Slenderman and Dr. Chalice?
No. So sorry that you had a long shift yesterday. But you know what it is. I mean, your ankles are gonna be sore and they're gonna be swollen, and you're gonna go home and go, me is so exhausted. I mean, hate me both. He smell like dirty butt crack. You shut your mouth there, Buster. And then you don't. But at the end of the day, you making money though, and that's what it's all about. And you're gonna have a nice fat paycheck at the end for the weekend. You get the Subway fireworks, go out to nightclubs, maybe meet some women's, meet some men's, whatever you into, and just have a good old day. Good old time on the town. That's it. You see the end of the rainbow. Okay, it still takes some work to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What you need to do is you just need to take you a few naps. Go find you a fat nurse, because they're nice to cuddle against, as we all know. And I got to take a nap. You know, I've been working in this fucking ER saving people because I'm a doctor. That's what doctors do. And I can't go home to my wife and kids because I don't like them. But I saw them last Halloween and brought them some shitty masks that probably ended up getting their face ripped off and turned into snakes. But yeah, I'm a good dad. But we want to take naps. Take as many naps as you want to. And, like I said, cuddle up to the biggest nurse around. And the old have you a moon pie. They have if you go in the nurse's lounge, they have moon pies and a microwave. So you can microwave it. It'll make your tummy feel nice and calm. And then you just take you a nap. Have you a couple Boilermakers and a hot dog. Take a nap. That's how
that's how you do. But don't be like him. Him sounding more and more like R. Kelly. They don't like the way you sound. You sound nasty. They don't like that.
Never been a golden shower kind of guy, unless you're talking about Michelob Golden.
No, he did all sorts of nasty things. Probably with moon pies involved.
Yeah, I would fuck a moon pie. Stacy James, thank you. Says, what's up, my boys? Just poured my first drink, making breakfast for dinner. Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
That's some good stuff, man. Breakfast for dinner is always a good time. Always mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I like BLTs. That's sort of breakfast for dinner, but with a lunch twist.
Dude, that's what mom always ever got at school. She'd be like, I got you a BLT, honey. I was like, I don't want that shit. And I'm like, all right, I'll eat it.
Yeah, you guys always did that shit.
She loaded that shit up too, man, with that fucking. We never. Like I was like, she always used Miracle Whip, and everybody they're like, that's not real mayonnaise. I'm like, I think that's what we had in our house. To me, that's fucking mayonnaise.
What's the difference? I mean,
because I guess it's like the Diet Coke version of real mayonnaise. I don't know. Yeah. Like apparently it's got less sodium or something in it.
I like to rub anything white and creamy on my mouth, so I don't really mind. Michael Parton, thank you, sir. Says super bummed that Salem's Lot, the sequel, Satan's Lot. Salem's Lot got delayed to April of next year. That just makes me pressure the movie industry to release the trailer for Ends. Yeah, you had to know that was going to happen, man, because the movie was supposed to come out like in a couple months. We hadn't gotten anything, sort of like Halloween Ends, but it was supposed to come out even sooner. But I did hear that the Salem's Lot trailer that they showed at CinemaCon was fucking choice, man. I heard that shit was badass. Like people were shitting pants over that one.
Well, it has to only go up because that piece of shit they put out with Rob Lowe in the early 2000s was fucking hot, straight garbage. Like Courtney Love's Vagina Nasty. I remember watching it was made for TV. I remember watching it. It was fucking terrible. And I was like, Rob Lowe actually seems like he'd be the lead guy in it. And he fucking, that was such a terrible movie. So if they delayed it, maybe it's for a good reason.
Yeah. He is handsome.
To rework it.
He's a handsome man. I think it got its old date. Thank you, Mikey Films. Appreciate that. I'm Chris Hollywood. Say that.
Oh, yeah.
I always felt so bad for her, man. Tina is the worst human being alive on planet Earth. And people like her. I don't understand it. Just because she's pretty. If
Tina?
Tina from Halloween 5. Oh, my God.
I don't know if she didn't. I mean, she looks standard to me. She looked like a 5. Like just a 5 with a leather coat.
Her personality takes her down like 100 notches for me. Bubba Gump says, today sucks. My peepaw died and I'm out of air duster.
That's always the worst goddamn thing to happen. It's not necessarily your peepaw dying. It's the fucking air duster going out and your goddamn window air conditioner unit going out in the hot ass July weather. Fuck, your crack sweating.
What are you gonna huff? What are you gonna huff? Yeah, you can't afford gasoline right now. Shit.
When I get out of my car to do my meth deal, pump my gas deal with the man down the street, my ass sticks to the fucking seats because it's so goddamn hot.
Dude, every time I get gas in that truck, there's always some guy like Bubba Gump here that comes up to me and he slams my hood and he goes, "Can you believe these fucking prices?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it sucks." Well, see you later.
But you got like cloth seats, don't you?
Yeah.
Dude, you know those old ass fucking trucks. The ones I think of is like that leather that you're fucking when it's like no air conditioner in it, and it's like your back gets all sweaty and your ass is just a pool of fucking sweat.
Yeah.
And you get stuck to it. Those are, and it smells like fucking tobacco juice and goddamn old people. If you know what I'm talking about, you've been in those trucks before. Like, it's not, I mean, it's not a terrible smell, but it's like it's a particular smell. I don't know.
Yeah. Jason Dyer, thank you, sir. Says, what do you guys think about Busta Rhymes and Tina coming back for Halloween Ends? How about Rob Zombie Halloween mask returns? Love you guys. Yeah, man, it's the Wild West out here. We're just shooting rumors left and right. H2 mask, fucking Busta Rhymes.
Yosemite Sam's up there on the fucking hilltop taking no names.
Anything can happen.
You know what? The truth of the matter is, Rob Zombie's Halloween mask, the original mask, isn't that bad. I mean, if they brought that back in any way, I mean, I'd be fine with that. It's just when it's all fucked up and torn, I hate.
Yeah, fucking exactly, dude. Like, it wasn't my favorite mask, but it was still pretty goddamn serviceable.
It was passable. I mean,
yeah. Mercurio80, thanks, buddy. Says, hi, sorry I'm late. I was watching The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I'm here now, and I weed and beer. Apparently, he's already hit both the weed and the beer.
I have no idea. That was just a fucking word salad, but welcome.
That's a great fucking movie, dude. You got to watch that, man. I think you can rent it now. That's a fucking awesome movie. Foxtown, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that, my friend. Says, finally able to catch the live stream again. So happy to see you two sweaty bowels again. Can 90s action include anything foreign? Hardboiled by John Woo is an absolute beast of a shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any. I mean, I guess technically the only one, because I know it was called something else, the Jackie Chan Super Cop, but it was called I don't know what it was called over in China, and then there was Rumble in the Bronx, and I think that was based on something else. But I couldn't think of any foreign 90s movies.
Yeah, Hard Boiled is one. When I was going through my list, that's always been on my list of shit to watch because I love me some fucking John Woo, man. But I went to watch it and you can't find it anywhere, so I'm gonna have to buy the Blu-ray. So when we do our list tonight, have you ever seen Hard Boiled?
No, I ate a hard-boiled egg before.
But it's what got him the job of Hard Target. I know that. I've always wanted to see it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It's on YouTube, but it's so shitty looking, I just couldn't even watch it. So I'll have to. That's a caveat for tonight.
John Woo's probably like, you had me at hard. I was gonna do a porn anyway, but I'll just do this. Yeah,
he probably be great porns. Everybody would be double jerking.
Did he do Mission Impossible 2?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that was a nice one. That's sexy.
Yes, he did. My least favorite Mission Impossible, but it still wasn't that bad. What are you gonna do? Derek, you fuckhole, says ate a great hot dog today. It was a ballpark Frank.
Was that his name? That's awesome, man. Good for you,
Derek. I don't know if I should tell the story. And because now we know who it's about. Now I'm like, I don't know. I have a story about a hot dog that I'll unveil to you guys sometime. It's the grossest thing we'll hear all week, I promise, because Derek's a gross fucking person. Andrea Graziosa, thank you. Says, hey guys, if Danielle Harris got casted for Halloween Ends, what type of character do you want her to play? None, unless she's playing Jamie Lloyd or fucking self.
The dead kind. She lied, get Michael away from us. No, she dies. Jamie's dead. I actually listen. The thing about Danielle Harris, and I know people have talked about this, and until they're blue in the face. She had her shot. I mean, she was in. I know that she got kind of fucked over with Halloween, Curses Michael Myers, and we all agree there. But she got a redeeming factor in the fact that she was recast in Rob Zombie's Halloween and had a pretty gnarly ass role in both those movies. So I don't think that I think that she's had her time in the limelight as far as Halloween is concerned.
Andrew, that's a wonderful picture of yourself, by the way. You're a handsome man. I just think I don't have any problem with Danielle Harris being in Halloween at all. I just think that for me at this point where she's already come back, like Jay said, and she had 2 beefy roles, that'll always make me think of Derek now, and that's really gross. But the what was I going now? I'm just thinking about people fingering women with hot dogs. Uncooked beef hot dogs that were their dads.
That's fucking gross, man. I don't even want. I'd rather hear more about prolapsed rectums. That sounds like that really does sound like R. Kelly shit.
Anyways, what I was saying was, I just think that I have no problem with her coming back, but if she comes back, they need to do that role justice and fix the Jamie Lloyd storyline and then bring her back, and then I'm pumped. But in a different timeline, it makes no sense to me.
By the way, Andrew, you look like you're right. Your picture's great though, but you look like those the back of it like a hardcover, like if you wrote a mystery thriller. And that's what the picture they would have. Like you're a best-selling author of like the new John Grisham style books. That'd be the Andrew Graziosa does it again.
It's Graziosa season. Eduardo Santiago, thanks, buddy. He said, "Oh my God, just remembered I got Cool Ranch Doritos." What's up, Michael J? Dude, I love little moments in life like that. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. I totally forgot.
For me, it's always like, yeah, I don't know. And then you go in the freezer. Like there are fucking pizza rolls. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
That's some good shit.
You ever be sitting around and you just get excited about it? You're like, I got fucking pizza rolls. I'm gonna play video games tonight. Fuck yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
It happens all the time, more and more since I gotten older.
Yeah,
because there's less things to look. There's less things going on.
Dark Light, thank you, sir. Says top 3 Blade, Last Action Hero, Last Boy Scout. That's a wonderful top 3 for you, but we have excluded superheroes from our list.
Yeah,
just to make it cleaner. And we've excluded destruction movies too. So no Twister, Independence Day.
Yeah, I was. I mean, because there was one on there. The Crow is a superhero movie, and that would have been a huge one.
Yeah. This was a hard list to make. Guys.
Ooh, I had I had even excluding the superhero topics or the superhero movies and the disaster movies. I had well over fucking 40 plus, and I could have kept going.
Yeah, man. I was like, the 90s were the action glory days. I mean, the 80s had their time too, but I think the 90s actually tops it for sure.
Yeah.
Austin, thank you, sir. Says my favorite guys. Thoughts, opinions on human reptile from Mortal Kombat with lizard-like attributes versus big, boring giant lizard? I want Green Ninja back.
Yeah, I like the human side of him. I don't like the giant lizard thing is fucking. It feels like when if you're fighting in Mortal Kombat and you fight the reptile now, it's like fighting Dr. Connors from Spider-Man. It doesn't even feel like you had to work your ass off to get the secret super soaker fight in Mortal Kombat 1. Reptile when he came in with the lime green. And he fucked shit up. I want the human reptile for sure. It's always going to be human reptile for me.
It was always human reptile for me.
That was hard ass fucking shit to get him on the original game. You had to get flawless victory up to the point of where the spikes are on that bridge.
I gave up when Game Genie came out because my family couldn't afford one, so all my friends just kicked my ass. Foxhound, thank you, sir. Says also on the subject of John. Woo! Please tell me y'all have seen Hard Target. Oh, dude, fucking one of our all-timers.
Knocks out a goddamn rattlesnake. That's never been repeated.
That mullet, oh my god. Jean-Claude, Lance Henriksen, Arnold Vosloo, who played the Mummy, absolute gold. Fucking
it was amazing. Dude. It was great.
I
feel like Arnold Vosloo and Lance Henriksen had some like dirty fuck sex going on. I don't know. There was a weird like sex chemistry between them. I don't know what it was. Like he was submissive and Lance was like the dominator.
That's true. And that guy does look like he likes to be hung up by chains and have
I'm not saying it happened. I'm just saying if there was like when I watched it was like they were like real two, like they weren't brothers. They were just like really uncomfortably close to each other. Like, I don't know.
I fucking love that the chemistry between those, even if it is very homoerotic, like you said. Dallas Cervantes, thank you, sir. Says we will have no Tina slander, Mike. Also, how about a ranking of the worst movie characters of all time? Sure, I'll give you number 1 right now. Tina, you fuck.
Yeah, it's the worst character, dude. It's gotta be that little boy from goddamn Babadook. I hate that little bastard.
That's true.
I would literally let the fucking devil poke my butthole over and over again with a goddamn cone full of killer bees than listen to that cat. Oh, dude, I never wanted to have a kid die before. But there was like something about that kid. I wish that she had just fed him to the fucking Babadook and then moved out and started her life over fresh. Yeah. You make mistakes sometimes, guys.
Yeah. She probably would have helped her own case out if she got a couple lights in that fucking house. You know what I mean? Lit a fucking candle or something. Yeah. That house was depressing as fuck.
And it wasn't, and this is mean, and it wasn't because they were a bad character, but there's something about their fucking face. I don't know what it was, but that kid from Hereditary that gets its head knocked off by a goddamn pole. I don't know why. I was just like, I don't know why I don't like you. I don't know what it is.
I thought she was cute. Like,
I didn't know.
Obviously, not with the ants eating her face. But,
maybe that's because maybe she was just like I just wanted to punch it. Maybe it was too cute. I just wanted to punch it. Like you get a Yorkie or something.
Shay was the only person in the theater that was like, yeah.
Well, inside I did.
Dean Tricky, thank you, sir. Says, hey, cool kids. Jay, have you still got a ghost shaking your walls? Any hit updates?
No, thank God. Not that I've seen. No, I don't want to bring it up. Because I don't want to talk about it and then have it happen. Yeah. You don't want to manifest a bad idea. Okay, let's just keep that away in our dark spots of our mind.
I don't believe in ghosts. And every time I say that, I know deep down in my soul, there's a part of me that's like, great, now you're getting fucking haunted. Because that guy doesn't believe in ghosts.
I believe in it. I'm just not, I don't want to talk about it. So
they can hear me. Tyler Rumfeld, thank you, sir. Says, hola, boys. Keep on making your jokes, Mr. Jokey Joke Makers. Love and Thunder from Illinois. Love you, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, by the way, talk about that real quick. I did see Thor 4. Love and Thunder. Like no, I didn't. It was fine, dude. I wrote a review for it, but like I'll just say this really quick. It has, dude. There's like the entire movie is just like a gag reel of them trying to make jokes over and over again. They do this gag with screaming goats 76 times. I took the girls to see it. Ellie's sitting there. My 6-year-old daughter, who laughs at everything, literally by the end of the movie, they were doing the screaming goats gag, and she stopped laughing. Like when a 6-year-old stops laughing at screaming goats, you've done it too much. Yeah. And they did the play thing again with Matt Damon. They did that 2 times in the movie. Like, I'll say this, like half the jokes fucking were embarrassingly bad and did not land, like didn't even make any sense. And then the other half though were actually really funny. Like sometimes I did like piss my pants laughing, but it was well,
that's like when you throw everything but the kitchen sink and finally something goddamn sticks. That because what I'm not gonna go to the theater if I might find myself on the Black Sea of piracy, we'll see what happens, but otherwise I'll wait till it comes out on DVD or streaming. The thing about it is I did read, and a lot of people were, I'm talking about also hardcore Marvel fans were bashing the fuck out of this. They were saying they took some of their best characters and they made them a running gag. They made them a joke. They put them out there. Like Ragnarok was funny, and it was, but it was a good balance between funny and action. It's like in this one, and I was like, I can see that from the trailer. They were like, all right, let's just make it pure fucking comedy, slapstick, and fucking. And that's all they want. You might as well just keep him Fat Thor throughout the entire movie and just do nothing and act like he's the Big Lebowski the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, there was stuff I liked in it. I mean, like I said, like the they don't explain the Jane storyline well at all. It is just like fucking here you go. I don't give a shit. She's fucking she's Thor now. And there's but like I said, as a comedy, it works 50% of the time, and we don't get comedies that often. The CGI is not very good. The action scenes start out cool. Like it starts out just like it's like they copied and pasted Ragnarok, like the dun 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 dun, and then like there would be a slow motion of them. Not that song, but songs just like that song, and they would be jumping in the air to fight. But then all of a sudden, Thor would be doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits against 2 like tanks, and someone would like go to hit him, and he would literally go ah. Like it was like The Mask, like levels of cartoony at times, but then other times it worked. And dude, Christian Bale, Gore, the God Butcher, one of the best fucking villains in Marvel history.
I'm glad they actually gave him they gave him a well-defined part, because they fucked Carl Urban. He was the executioner, and they didn't do anything with him.
Yeah, Christian Bale's fucking scary, dude. Like there's one point where he takes one of those little Star Wars ripoff creatures and like snaps its head and like in front of a bunch of kids and like scares them. But then there's other times, dude, like these kids get kidnapped by these giant scary shadow monsters, right? And all the Asgardians are like, our children, and Thor's like, it'll be fine. He's like, hey, Jane, remember our relationship? And they like walk around and like joke. Meanwhile, their people's children have been stolen, and they're just like chilling, like fucking telling jokes and doing gags and shit. I'm like they took all the levity, like all of the serious shit, and just nothing mattered. It felt like
that's why Ragnarok. I felt if you balance them out, you can do that. Like Ragnarok just felt like it was a buddy cop movie because the Hulk was in it. And that made sense. I mean, it was a buddy cop movie, and it was from the 80s, or it felt like it was from the 80s. It had drama, it had action, it had comedy. It just felt like one of those. And then, that's what everybody was saying. They were like, they make it fucking slapstick. Yeah. And then also, I did hear they were like, Marvel is in desperate need to show what their phase 4 is going to be, because these after credit scenes are doing shit. They're not leading to anything. I know the after credit scene on this one because I read about it, but the after credit scene on the Eternals, it was Harry Styles playing Eros, which is, by the way, Eros, if you guys don't know, his name in the comic books is Star Fox, or I think it's Star Fox, maybe. He's the well, basically, kind of.
I want to suck him.
He's got the most rapey powers in the history of Marvel. No shit. He's the half brother of Thanos. His name's Eros. His power is literally to make you want to fuck him. That's a great power, but it's most rapey. I mean, it's like he basically goes around with his mind powers making girls want to fuck him, or guys, or whatever.
I just call that Abercrombie Fierce.
I call that a late Saturday evening when a lot of juice. But no, I think it was. But again, this just like the end of Doctor Strange, where she shows up, Charlize Theron, and it just goes nowhere. It's not who's the big, because at least at this point you knew there was something brewing with Thanos, and they haven't done one thing to connect anything yet.
Yeah, and it's the same thing here. I won't say anything about it. I like the actor that's there a lot. But dude, it was basically a dude in a fucking awful CGI suit, and someone's like, "Are you ready?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." And it was like, dude, it was I thought the Doctor Strange Charlize Theron in screen cameo thing was bad.
Yeah.
This was even fucking lazier. Like, Marvel is like, and I'm not mad at it. Like, the movie's a 6 to 6.5 for me, somewhere in that range. Like, it was fine. It's watchable, but it's not great by any means. And it has some of the most embarrassing joke fails I've maybe ever seen in a movie. Like, it's like the Joker when he does stand up at times, but other times, like I said, Chris Hemsworth, dude, he's a charismatic guy. His jokes fucking land almost all the time. But the other people, like the Rock dude that Taika Waititi plays, I just think Taika Waititi's just got a little high on his own supply, dude.
I
thought he was way funnier than he was.
I think he did a really good movie, and I think he's a funny director, and I think he's got a lot of talent. But yeah, that's exactly what I think. He rested on his laurels. He was like, I don't really have to put much more than what I did in the last movie, and everyone will love it just the same. Yeah. But, and again, it's not, I know it's like everybody's like, oh, you guys always take the opportunity to take a big dump in Marvel's mouth. It's not true.
I'm more positive than some people right now.
Well, listen, the thing about it is that Marvel literally had Kevin Feige is one of the best ever at planning out a universe. It feels like in phase 4, it's going nowhere. And I think it's finally happening to Marvel, man. It's like, you guys had all this opportunity. You know what I would have done? Introduce Galactus, introduce another big heavy hitter threat, and you're doing nothing. And it's going to be why. Are you guys just like playing around, like introducing all these characters, and that's phase 4, and then phase 5 will be the big one? And I'm like, fuck, dude.
They expected what happened is they expected what they've done so far in phase 4 to be much more well received. They thought the Eternals was going to be the next Guardians of the Galaxy. They thought Shang-Chi was going to be the next Guardians of the Galaxy, and they got humbled. And now I think we might see what we saw at the end of the last season of Game of Thrones, where they were like, we got to wrap this shit up. Let's just throw a bunch of shit let's throw the kitchen sink at it. And what you might get, phase 4 might go nowhere. And then phase 5, they might try to start throwing X-Men, start throwing everything to save it, Fantastic Four and stuff like that. And this is just a guess, but I mean, if they do that and they do it poorly, we could see the downfall of Marvel happen.
I do. Yeah, and you know what? This would be the perfect opportunity for if anybody with a brain cell was running Warner Brothers to be like, quick, they're stumbling, get them and rape them, and they can push the shit out of their characters. But guess what? Oh no, they got goddamn Ezra Miller out there, fucking God knows where, in a farm somewhere, fucking with guns and babies, and then you got crazy fucking Mira Amber Turd somewhere out fucking Line War, and then you got fucking Joker the musical. Jesus Christ, you could not hand Warner Brother on a silver platter, be like, hey, it's your time in the sun, son.
Henry Cavill stands up.
Hand it to him because they find a way to fuck it up. Yeah. I was like, dude, Warner Brothers would be in the perfect position right now to if they had Zack Snyder still and they were actually smart and they let Snyder move forward with his nightmare sequences and let him do his thing. Can you understand how better off we'd all be to see those DC movies? Yeah. By the way, it would be a planned fucking universe where you would have Henry Cavill still as Superman. You would have possibly a new Batman, no big deal, but Ben Affleck would be around. You'd have Gal Gadot. You'd have all this good shit happening, but no way, Jose. And Warner Brothers says, I want to shoot my fucking foot off today, even if the goddamn opponent is laying away, like they broke their leg, we're running the relay, and I'm 5 feet from finishing the race, and I'm like, it's too far.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Henry Cavill stands up and he's like, hey, I could help. And they're like, not now, Henry. We've got real shit.
Sit your beautiful British ass down.
Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's going to save us.
If I want your mouth, I'll stuff it full of Harvey Weinstein's dick. Shut up, Henry.
Foxhound says there was definitely some teabagging happening. You know, that always just makes me want to play Halo 3. Every time I hear the word teabag, you wouldn't think those two things would correlate, but they do.
Yeah. There's nothing better than getting teabagged in Halo 3.
Or in general, Human Review, thank you, says, sending this to tell you guys your content is trash now. Your content took a nosedive into the deep end a long time ago and has yet to recover. Unsub. Thanks for the $4.99.
I do appreciate you, Human Review, because that was a human.
Appreciate that.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call a guy. Listen, he's been so sick and tired of getting nothing but rejection from Tinder that he finally had enough and he took it out. Let's all pray for his small, tiny wiener. May God help you. Macaroni and cheese, nomenos patres.
Oh,
go live your sad, miserable life. But hey, you know what? We can refund you your $4.99 because you'll probably need that for your fucking premium subscription to Pornhub that you definitely whacked to. So we'll go ahead and refund that to you.
can't believe someone paid to say that.
I know, because they probably say, "Yeah, listen, you could have just left a comment, but you're that dumb that you literally paid your fucking money to say that." That's fucking hilarious.
We're here all night, bro. Keep them coming.
I wish you'd next time. Hey, dude, if someone was like, "Hey, can you just stand on in a fucking digital platform and just get insulted and people pay you money?" Like, fuck yeah, let's do that.
It all every day of the week. Mercurio80 says, "Have you guys seen the Clerks 3 trailer? Thoughts?" Dude, yes.
Yeah, I did. It looks pretty good. You know what? It's one of those movies that I watched or the trailers I watched for, and it seems like you're gonna get a lot of what you had from Clerks 2. So I'm pretty down for it.
Yeah, it's got that. It does have that sheen of like, and I'm not knocking it at all because the budget's the budget and the times are the times. You know what I mean? It does have that same feel of like the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which we loved. You know what I mean? But then again, look at what Clerks was. Clerks was black and white. It was old school. It was whatever. I think that and I just watched, by the way, the Mallrats just the other night with the full commentary. If you watch that with the commentary, there's a bunch of cool shit. It's Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck and all of them on there. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, man, I love those characters so fucking much. I cannot wait to see that movie. I just hope they don't make it difficult to see, like where they're doing the road show and all that. Like, I want to see it I want to see, if not in a theater, I at least want to see it with everybody else.
I'd rather, to be honest, and Clerks 1 and 2 were great, and Randall and Dante have good chemistry. The actors do, and it's always been cool to see those guys. But I swear to God, dude, I really would have loved to have seen a Mallrats too. I to bring all those guys
still
back
possible
and find. Well, I don't know, because I mean, Kevin Smith's acting like he's going the Quentin Tarantino route, like he's going to be done after with this universe, like with this movie, or I don't know.
I thought they were going to do Mallrats Twilight or something like that, but I
thought they had planned on doing a Mallrats too, and then it just fell through.
Yeah, I think the funding fell through. Someone let us know in the chat. You guys will probably know. Michael Part, thanks, sir, says not looking forward to seeing Wakanda Forever. It's weird.
Are they making that one?
Yeah, like
that's right. Yeah, because I don't know who they're going to cast. I've heard so many bullshit rumors about who they're going to cast. First off, T'Challa, they're going to have to recast the character at some point because Black Panther is a huge part of the Marvel universe. And I mean, I'm not saying they should right away, no, but that girl they were going to cast, that's fucking stupid. I don't like that idea at all. I think that's dumb. I just feel like I'm really not sure where they're going to go with that movie. Like, I really don't know. So I'm kind of like nervous about it too.
Same. Like, how do you do that? How do you do a Black Panther movie without Black Panther? I don't know. But they got to have something up their sleeve, right? I don't know. It's going to be
because when did Chadwick Boseman die? Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
somewhere around there. I remember we were live.
Yeah, and he was a young guy, and of course, and he was an amazing actor, and it was an incredible role, and he did a great job, and he worked through even that illness. But at some point, like I said, T'Challa is a huge part of the Marvel universe, and he, unfortunately, Boseman died and couldn't continue that legacy. But I think they definitely had plans for Chadwick for quite a few years.
Oh yeah,
like because here at one point. Black Panther leads the Avengers. Like, that happens in the comic books in the continuity. So I even think they were probably pushing for him to be the next type of Captain America-esque guy to take over as far as leader of the Avengers. And then unfortunately Chadwick passed away. So they got to do something with it.
I am excited about Captain America 4.
I don't know. I don't even know what it's called. I have no idea.
Yeah. God, what's his name? Dude's in everything.
The guy from 8 Mile.
Yeah. Anthony Mackie. Yeah, I'm excited to see him get his own full movie. That'll be rad. James Fallon, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that. Sending you 20 because you guys are absolutely awesome, and I love your channel. You guys make me laugh when I'm having a bad day. Much love.
Hey, from Ohio. James, thanks, appreciate that, man. That was a nice contrast to the fucking small wiener that sent something earlier. So
James got a huge dick.
That's a bigger. That's a man right there, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not just because he complimented us, but it's a lot to do with that compliment.
Can I hold it? Can I pet it?
But yeah. I'm just gonna say I'm still shocked that a fucking guy that was such an idiot literally paid money to insult us. That was fun.
After YouTube takes their 30% cut of that, we're gonna take that and we're gonna split a super Sancho at Tacos Tico.
I swear to God,
we're gonna laugh with that $3 super star. We're like, this guy paid for this burrito. Can you believe it? Just to shit on us.
That's like ordering food from a restaurant that is dirty and got cockroaches and paying for something, then eating it and saying you suck.
This is so bad. I would have
while you eat it in front of him.
I guess he didn't want us to say, "Hey, what do you want? This is at least free. You could just live your life." And he's like, "No, it's not free anymore. Here's $5. Let me complain." But no, thank you so much, dude. Glenn Harris, a beautiful man with a beautiful basement. I've never seen it, but I want to. I want to be staring at the ceiling and what? Bye, guys. This is the most terrifying scene in a non-horror movie. For example, Large Marge from Pee-wee's. What is the most terrifying scene in a non-horror movie? For example, Large Marge from Pee-wee's Adventure gave me nightmares as a child. Dude, for me, it's fucking Bingo. That entire goddamn movie. The Bingo the dog. Loved it as a kid. One of my favorite movies. Watched it as an adult with my kids, and they fucking cried. That movie is scary as shit, dude. Bingo.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's classified as horror. And it should have been. They put it in the kids section. At least when I was a kid, I remember it being in the kids section. I'm like, what the fuck? It's got to be The Witches. The Witches is one of the scariest goddamn movies. Yeah. I'm talking about even for an adult to watch that. The very beginning of that movie, when the little girl gets trapped inside the painting by the witch, and you hear her go, Papa, and she gets older and like starts aging in the painting. That shit's fucking scary. And then obviously when they take off their wigs and they're like, little boy. Yes. The only thing, the reason why I like that movie so much as a kid, it was a good movie, but because the little boy had the main little boy had a Ghostbusters firehouse from the real Ghostbusters, and I thought that was cool.
Dude, by the way, I hate to go back to this whole thing, but if you guys in the chat really despise us, could you just follow that guy's lead before? Could you imagine if like every time someone wanted to say something mean, they had to pay you first? Like, God. All right, fine. I fucking hate you.
Listen,
fucking suck.
I have no qualms about prostrating myself before the public and letting them beat me with chains that are made out of dollar bills. You can throw money at me like I'm a cheap hooker, and I'll take that money and I'll say, fuck you, you whore.
That is the best $3 we've ever made in our entire lives. Jacob, thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate it. Hey, guys, hope all is well. Super excited for Halloween Ends. We just put out our last album this past Friday. Dudes, their band fucking rocks, by the way. So now we are officially done. Send it to you guys on Instagram. Love you guys always. Jacob, put your band name in the comments, dude, so people can go to Spotify and go listen to it, because they are a fucking fun pop punk band, and I love you all. I will listen.
Thank you, Jacob.
Jacob!
Jacob!
Come on, put your keys on your makeup.
What's
you wanted to.
What was that? I swear, Jacob. What was that movie where he kept on going, Jacob?
I don't know.
There was a movie anyway.
Thanks. God damn, John fucking Winston.
That's John Winston for you now. If you're gonna talk about a Sam Elliott type of character that smokes Marlboro Reds, wears tight ass goddamn dungarees, and walks in with a cowboy hat on and says, "Don't fuck with me," with a fucking goddamn mustache that will make everyone wet in their trousers.
That's
wet. The man, John Winston. And John Winston, you came at just the right time. Did you see that small dickhead?
Fucking Jesus Christ, John. He didn't even say anything mean.
He doesn't have to. For that amount of money, John Winston could have said he was happy my mom died. And I would have been like, you know what? It's okay. But
fuck John, dude. I think at this point, if we ever met, we would be, for all the nice things that you come in here and you drop these gifts upon us the way you do with no words spoken. I feel like we would probably have to double time his cock.
I think John Winston is secretly Alan McElroy.
Maybe he doesn't want that, and that's pleasurable for me. If you don't, we'd rather not. But yeah, that's who it actually is.
I hope it is.
Thanks, Alan.
No. Hey, but no, he's got like you. But no, dude, this is like, this is like a fucking archangel or some shit. He's got no profile picture, no message. He just like, here's money for you because the world sometimes sucks. I appreciate you.
To be fair, though, dude, I think we had it right on John the first time. When we said, I think John just does this in the chat when he wants us to shut the fuck up and get to the news. Like we always reach a certain point, and it's always about the same point. John shows up and he's like, all right, you guys don't need your super chats anymore. Here's this. Start talking about the fucking news. No, John, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. That was really sweet of you.
You have no idea what a big deal these pop-ins you have on us are. We really appreciate your silent contribution, man. Thank you so much, really.
Yeah, and we appreciate all you guys, because the fact is, I don't know how it's not happened yet. Our videos haven't been demonetized, but the future is always ringing dinging.
It's coming.
So, it's coming for sure.
Just like me right now, reading that fucking message. Thank you, John. Michael Parton, thank you, dude. He says Phase 5 needs to have R-rated material like Ghost Rider, Blade, Howard the Duck, and Devil Slayer. You had me until Howard the Duck, but yes,
I totally agree. I mean, if they do it right, but yeah, no, I get it. I don't know if they'll ever do it, man. That's the unfortunate part, is that when Marvel started buying, Marvel was buying all these properties, and they were taking, back their characters, which I get. It's under the Disney banner, and they don't. I mean, look, if you heard news of Deadpool 3 yet, that's it's fucking scary, because they promised they were going to do a rated R. Deadpool 3 was not going to change, and I haven't heard goddamn one iota yet.
they just promised again like a month ago, but it was just like, we promise we're gonna do it.
That's like when you're asking your absentee father that would rather get drunk with his friends and play guitar terribly if you're gonna take me fishing tomorrow, and he's like, son, I'll take you next week, don't worry about it. It's gonna happen next week.
We can each smell our own, can't we?
Yeah. If I had kids, I'd probably be just like that.
No, I mean our dads. No offense, right? Yeah. That was a depressing moment. What just happened?
But no, Phase 5, just that little boy, the rated R material. You're right. For those characters specifically, I want to see something like a Spirits of Vengeance. I want to see, because Marvel's got some really, really cool layered characters that are, they're darker than the normal. And I think that's a good contrast. What you have, like the Spider-Mans, you have the Captain Americas, then you have the seedier side of Marvel. And those are the kind of characters I would love to, like Punishers and shit like that. I would love to see them have successful ass movies and TV shows. But, it's Disney Marvel, so I don't know.
That's another thing that I think the future's, it may be far away, but it's still the future. And Marvel could run into a problem where these other companies start coming in, DC, Image, whoever, may start coming in and doing R-rated shit, and people might like it. That could be the future. And then Marvel is going to find themselves from the front of the bus to the back of the bus because they were like, we're too good for adult stuff,
I hope that Todd McFarlane is somewhere sitting here and watching all this unfold. DC fucking up, Marvel fucking up, and he has like a hunter's knife like Linda Hamilton in T2, and he slams it down on a park bench, and he goes, "No fate by what you make." And then he moves forward with his whole universe of fucking like crazy ass, not just Spawn. I mean, the Wildcats. There's a shit ton of other characters that Todd McFarlane was a part of that would be really cool to see, but.
Yes, and you never know, man. That future comes up and grabs you by the nuts. Gary says, I'm having a fucking stroke. The hot main girl in the Query game just said in an interview that she had to choke Lance Henriksen in mocap. He told her she can do it harder. I was thinking that effing perv, but I don't blame him.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, Lance can do no wrong. Dude. I mean, he was Bishop from Aliens, so fuck anybody that says bad things about him.
we met somebody at Scarefest, and they met Kane Hodder at Scarefest, and it was him and his girlfriend, both lovely human beings. And he said, "Yeah, dude," he's like, Kane like pulled her hair, and she was like, "I liked it," or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly how.
Oh, the guy said something about it was the boyfriend. And he was like, "I'm gonna pull your girlfriend's hair," or some shit like that. And he was like, "It's all yours, man." Fuck. He was like, "Yeah, it's yours. Do it," because it's like an honor to get your hair pulled or choked by Kane Hodder. Because I don't know, it's like sexy and it's like honorific. So yeah, I don't know. But if Lance told her you can do it harder, and I don't know. I think I know you're talking about the hot main girl. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're like in mocap and you're all in your like goddamn super tight suits and she's on top of you choking you, and she's like. "You're not hurting me. Do it harder. I'm not scared enough.
Make it look real. I'm an actor." Speaking of which, we were at the strip club that one time, and we were in Perverts Row or whatever, which is just where you go up and you sit on the stage and you put your $2 and they come over, and typically they just rub their titties in your face or like lick your ear hole or something like that. But this one girl took my hand and put it around her throat and then squeezed it, and I was like, times they are a changing. These strippers are getting more and more hardcore by the day. But yeah, I don't know why that story just popped in my head. Mercurio 80, thank you, says Jay for president of WB.
I would do it, and I would fire every fucking body immediately. Like immediately, it would be scorched goddamn earth, and the first person I'd bring back is Zack Snyder. That's the first person, and I would lick his asshole to bring him back. I would go on media, dude, and say, "Zach, I will literally lick your asshole if you will come back. I am sorry that Warner Brothers was full of nothing but morons that were treating you badly. Oh, and Henry, you can join in for a threesome, and I'll lick your crack right after his."
That's how you get things done in Hollywood. All right,
you have to lick some ass. Yeah, no doubt.
I think to be the president of Warner Brothers, I saw this, like somebody put it on Twitter one day. They were like, "You're the president of Warner Brothers. What do you do?" Yeah. And the answer is simple: hire Zack Snyder and then go the fuck home and let him do what the fuck he wants.
The problem with the president of Warner Brothers, you actually have to have Elon Musk type of money just to buy Warner Brothers, because if you're president, I think they have a board. So you have to worry about the fucking board.
DCEU, I mean,
but if you just have your fancy, I mean, yeah, if you had the power just to fire, I would fire every motherfucker from the top to the bottom. I would say, you guys have made a mockery of this goddamn company. You guys have no idea what you're doing. You've run it into dirt. There's only a few of you that are good. Keep the good ones, like the Joker director and a few of the other ones. But the main guy I'm going to be interested in bringing, the two, Cavill and and Zack Snyder, and I would also reboot every fucking thing. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna reboot everything.
That I wouldn't do. I would just no, I wouldn't do that. I would say complete the Snyderverse, my son, and then.
Well, no, I mean, I would just tell Zach what you know what I'd be like, Zach, don't worry about it. I'm gonna run the company side of shit. You just money's not an issue. Do what you got to do. By the way, I might cancel that bullshit WB garbage too, because that's just draining fucking money off my tit.
I'm with you. I you know what? I vote for you too, man. Joe Bob, thank you, sir. Says, speaking of 90s action, Sly Stallone had his 76th birthday. Jay, do the first blood speech.
Man, I don't know about because I can't. Joe Bob. Speaking of 90s action, Stallone. Oh god, it's gonna be butchered. Hold on. He was like, there was this guy. And he was like, this girl. She's like, Shusha. My friend was like, yeah. And there was blood all over me. My whole friend was all over me. And he was like, I just want to go home, Johnny. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I was like, I can fucking lie. We can fucking lie.
That was perfect, dude. That was fucking awesome.
I can do it better. Yeah, dude. That's, by the way, I'm just gonna say, I know that we play around and talk about it. That was one of the best speeches Stallone ever gave in his fucking life.
It was, dude.
In his life. I watch these first reactions. Sometimes people like first time watching Rambo, First Blood. I don't know if I always believe that shit because people always like a first time watching Scream, first time watching Halloween, first time. I was like, yeah, boy. I mean, you guys are doing it for whatever. But these people I never seen. Maybe that's true. Rambo kind of slips through the crack. Yeah. They were fucking laughing and making fun of Stallone because of his, the way he talked until they got to that part. And that guy was like, fucking, oh shit. I was like, yeah, dude, that's real heavy shit. That's
take it, Steve.
When he's like hugs comes like, I was like,
Oscar,
dude.
Stallone's a fucking Oscar-winning actor, man, or maybe not actor, but director, whatever. He's an Oscar winner, dude, in my heart and soul. That guy is a fucking actor, man. Yeah, he is an actor, or screenplay, one of the other two, maybe
Rocky,
both. But
the first one,
yeah. But dude, he can act. People give him shit like he can't act. He does hammy shit like the Expendables, dude. But he's always
got balls, dude. Act. He's the guy that said, "You're not going to get my script for $100,000. That's $100,000 that you have no money." And he's like, "Okay, I got to be in it." And they're like, "No." He's like, "Well, then I'll just make it myself. Fuck you."
Yeah, he's going to be in a movie, a superhero movie coming up in August that's going straight to Amazon Prime called The Samaritan. I've been waiting for that fucking movie to come out. He's a broken down old superhero movie, but they haven't even released a trailer for it. But I think it's going to be awesome. And dude, the dude who did Yellowstone is doing a mob show. I don't remember the name of it, but the guy who created Yellowstone is doing a mafia show, and Stallone's the lead in it. It's going to be fucking great, dude. Copland is another great fucking Stallone performance.
Was that? That was in the 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Sheena Wickham, who has an awesome name. You sound like a witch, but I mean that in a good way. I swear to God. Says, glad to see you live tonight. I was not having the best day, and y'all always make me laugh. Thanks for all you do. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Sheena. What a nice thing to say.
Lovely, lovely soul right there. Wade's Movie World, thank you, sir. Says, hey guys, Texas is in a dangerous heat wave. Hoping Marvel can get out of the nosedive. Did you guys like it when Ghostbusters Afterlife when they showed clips of Cujo and Child's Play? I don't remember.
Did you guys like it in Ghostbusters Afterlife when they showed clips of Cujo and Child's Play? Did they make a reference to those movies? I might have just not been paying attention. There might have been scenes that they were paying tribute to those movies. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I know I like that movie a lot, but I could just be overlooking what you're saying. But
I can't fucking remember it either. I remember.
No, I swear there was something. Paul Rudd's. I think there was a joke that Rudd or something. There's something that's tickling the balls of my brain, but I can't remember. But I think I know what you're talking about. But I mean, I can't really answer that question because I might have. I just don't want to answer it dishonestly. I
can't. Yeah. I only watched it once in the theater because I liked it, but not as much as you. I was kind of bored by it, but I have to rewatch it. That's an excuse to at least. Jacob Corona says, how you fellas doing? What's y'all's opinion of not really getting much of Halloween in so far, like trailer poster? We are going to get deep into that after the first break, but I will say this off the top of my head. I fucking like it, dude. It's not good for the movie. They do have to do some promotion, but for me personally, even though we run a channel partly based on Halloween, I'm fine with it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't want to know jack titty shits.
Well, according to that guy that paid $4.99, our shit's nosedived after a long time ago, and he unsubbed. So guess what? That's wrong. We just provide fake information because we suck tits. No, awesome. I don't know. I do, man or woman, doesn't matter. Whatever we're in the mood for it. But no, yeah. Like Mike said, I agree. I like it. You don't always have to bust your nut early. Okay, there's foreplay, there's build up. and then you bust a nut.
For one more day.
I think they're gonna do fine. I think it's gonna be okay. I think a lot of people are getting worked up about nothing. I know that there's been some. I'm nervous too. Everyone's nervous because it's going to be the last one of the Blumhouse trilogy. But I think they've done everything in my opinion, up to this point well. So I don't think that there's anything to worry about.
Yeah, I'm with you too, man. I really am. Austin says, but by the way, we may be getting something this week, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Austin, thank you, says they left us hanging with the ending to Austin Powers 3. You think another one could work? Lots of jokes that wouldn't fly today, like Fat Bastard.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Fat because I eat because I'm fat. And what was it? Fuck.
No, I eat because I'm depressed, and I'm depressed because I eat. It's a vicious circle or a cycle. That was a terrible Scottish accent, but there's a lot of movies you can go back and look at those comedies. Half Baked, Friday, Austin Powers. There's no fucking way they'd get made. Dumb and Dumber. None of those would get made today. So in Austin Powers 3, what I think happens is Mike Myers is probably thinking, man, I can't get Hollywood to make this. Because what you're basically talking about in a lot of respects is Austin Powers is basically what would be defined as a modern day, according to the brilliant people on cancel culture, as a misogynist. He's a fucking playboy from the 50s. He doesn't care. He's just there to make fucking moves, babe. It's never going to work. And I think that they're just like, we don't want to do a headache on it. There's literally a scene. He's like, that's not a woman. That's a man. And he's pulling. Yeah. It's just not going to work.
It's a holy triumvirate of fucked, because you got Mike Myers who's, I mean, just to be fair, there's nothing wrong with it, but he's aging. He doesn't look the same. I don't think it'll look right. It'll be like Dumb and Dumber, which I was fine with, or Dumb and Dumber 2 or whatever. But like everything's working against that movie happening. I don't think they should do it. Wayne's
Blue
World
Balls is fucked though. It's Blue Balls because I would love to see, but I'd be more interested to see a Wayne's World 3 than an Austin Powers 3, to be honest. But even then it'd be hard.
Well, for me, going back to watch Austin Power movies, they're not as funny as they were then. Nothing against them. I mean, we had a fucking blast growing up with those movies, but when you go back and watch them now, they really aren't as funny as they used to be. I mean, they didn't age that great. Wayne's World did, though.
It's a political shitstorm nowadays. It's hard for any of those movies to come back and be made in the appropriate way. Like Mike Judge doing Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. I was like, that was bold,
but it was animated, so.
But it was still good, and I was like, man, I really missed Beavis and Butthead. Mike Judge's, coming back. But either way, it's Blue Ball Central.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Kevin 64 makes me want to play Nintendo 64 Duke Nukem in the stadium when we used to play multiplayer. That was fun. There's a new fan film.
And chew bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble gum. The Slashers, new fan film, The Slashers on Carrick 74. It's honestly like a hidden gem, and it's something you guys would find very cool, funny. Reaction.
The Slashers on Carrick 70. Is that the YouTube name?
Okay, I'm guessing so.
Your name is Kevin 64. His name's Carrick 74.
It was you, wasn't it?
Is he your cousin?
We know how you think. We know all your passwords now. Dan, thank you. Nice cowboy hat, dude. You look good. Y'all always see the stream when you have.
He does look good though. He looks like a 1987 fucking dating profile, and I enjoy it.
He looks like Far Away. He looks like Rip from Yellowstone.
And I'm not laughing at your picture, but I'm laughing at because Mike calls your name. He would. Dan,
because is it an I? Is it an L? I don't know. But y'all always see the stream when I have really bad days. Y'all got cameras in my room, yes, and I just want to let you know that you have a lovely cock. But you should touch it more. Thanks for always being the best channel ever. Reliable movie news and funny as hell. Much love from your northern neighbor in California. Thanks,
hey,
buddy.
Man. All right, thank you. You know what? Canada is what that means. California is not north. You dumb shit.
Excuse me.
Pick up a goddamn globe. Can someone donate?
We're going to a little place called Aspen.
Hey, Dan, when you wrote this, and we really appreciate you, by the way, because the way you look, like when you write this, do you have it in the background going like a rock, strong, like a rock? You make me look. You look at that profile picture like the song "Like a Rock" plays in the background, and then also you have a shit ton of those Scott's paper towels. Like you're always prepared.
He looks like he would definitely protect you in a bar fight. Says me to say, not you. We got you, buddy. We got you. Cheers to you, man. Thank you. That's a candle, not my drink. What the fuck's wrong with me? Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate the kind words.
I'm glad I was here to tell you that, dude, because if you had said, he said neighbors to the north, he said California.
I was like, there's not many cowboys in California,
if we
man.
In Good fucking Mexico, I guess.
Yeah. You ever seen Letterkenny, though? There are cowboys in Canada. Not from Saskatchewan, but the other ones, and hockey players. Canadians are tougher than people give them credit for. They call me. Stamps says, decided that I wanted to start watching popular horror movies that I've never seen. Which one would you recommend I start with? Hellraiser, Alien, Rosemary's Baby, Misery, or The Lost Boys? For a good time, I'm going to say Lost Boys, but if you want to get scared and need a fucking loofah shower, Hellraiser.
Hellraiser is definitely one of those that you definitely need to be like showered and a priest bless your forehead before you lay down and take a nap. Honest to God, out of all of these, I'm going to go with Alien. Alien is scary into the fact that it's one of Ridley Scott's best, and it literally is a haunted house. Well, not a haunted house, but it's a creature feature in space, and that's what makes it terrifying. No one to help you. You're literally in a fucking spaceship, 1,000 goddamn light years from the nearest help. It's not like you can run down the street to get away from the monster that's going at your crotch. You have to stay there.
Yeah,
so,
but settle in, buddy, because it takes a while for the alien to show up.
But when that alien does show up, holy shit! And by the way, the chest pop scene, and Sigourney Weaver looks goddamn hot in them granny panties. I ain't kidding you.
Yeah, best white panty scene of all time. No doubt about that. But watch for the alien. The first time it pops up, he's like, give me a hug.
See that? You know what? That's why it was so scary, is the way it's so like surreal. The way he comes in, he's like, it was so fucking weird. You're like, oh, and it's like a fucking guy, like I think it's a tall dude in a costume, but it's fucking scary, dude.
Like when you step on a cat's tail. Dean Tricky, thank you, sir. Do you guys think we could ever get a brand new slasher icon emerge on the scene like Michael, Jason, Freddy? Yes, it has to fucking happen. Eventually, we will get it. They just need to put money into it, like Hellfest was at the theater, right? X was at the theater. Like, they have the right idea. You just need one that has that iconic look that is supernatural enough to carry on and does well enough at the box office. It is coming. We will have sex in your car. I mean,
I think the last one that they did, Jeepers Creepers. Unfortunately, he was surrounded in controversy.
That went well.
For obvious reasons. He is a piece of shit. The director of those movies. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But that character itself, the Creeper, I feel like it's only fair to put him in those, if you're going to talk about creature features, you got to put the Creeper in there. So, I mean, it can happen. You just got to come up with something really original and something that's not been done before. Unfortunately, Michael, Jason, Freddy has already pretty much explored a lot of the landscape that a new serial killer would even Ghostface, a new serial killer would have to contend with. So, because otherwise you're going to get people like, oh, it's a ripoff of Freddy. It's a ripoff of Jason. It's a ripoff of Michael.
Yeah, you're gonna have to break new ground for sure. It may be A24 that comes out with it. A24 might get a movie that's kind of slower, so people are like, it's elevated, so I like it. And then which elevated to me just basically means it's a slow movie with a lot of dudes' dongs in it.
I thought it was made in Colorado.
California.
It was elevated. Lights Out. That was a cool creature feature, and we haven't had anything from them. That could have been a character.
For sure.
Well, how about this? What about The Ring and the Grudge Girl? Those are
they fucked it up on the sequels, though.
But they're still technically like new monsters that you'd never seen before.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're not. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
Always right. Okay.
Pat Beast. Thanks, dude. I like your fucking hair, man. I really do. I mean that. You got nice eyebrows. He says, hey guys, just wanted to say I love y'all's channel. Huge horror fan myself, and I love gaming and listening to y'all's streams in the background. Keeps me company, helps me find new horror movies to watch. Love you guys. Love you too, man.
Hey, love you, Pat Beast.
Pumpkin. Lemon or smiley face back at you, dude.
I like but your profile picture does, and again, I am gonna, because I'm losing my hair, so your hair looks wonderful. But you look like you also do gaming and you listen to. Have you ever been kicked around? Have you ever felt out of place?
I was gonna say it looks like
somehow you just don't belong.
It looks like he could fill in for Hawthorne Heights, but I mean that in a good way, like the new age, more masculine Hawthorne Heights.
I'm jealous of people that have hair like that. I'm just always. I've been jealous of Mike's hair for years.
I think he's a baseball player too. Yeah, well, I'm losing it back here, buddy. I just don't show it to you. You can't ever. Nobody walks behind me.
So it is what it is. I'm gonna look. I'm literally gonna look like RoboCop in like 5 more years.
And I think he's in a dugout there, which I think he means he's a baseball player, and he's called Bat Beast, which means he's fucking chick stick the long ball, buddy. Thank you very much.
He was also an extra in Summer Catch.
Can we make out later or not?
With Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's the answer. Inky, thank you. Says, here's some funds for Mike's geography lessons.
He will
CA,
need to...
California is CA, right? I mean, it's not that far off, right?
Well, you're not wrong. CA? If you say CA, it's California. If
I know he said
he
north.
could have said CAN, which would have been a little bit
geography.
better. But he just said north, your northern neighbor. And I was like, yeah, California's more west.
Yeah.
Not exactly north.
I never took geography because the farthest I went was like social studies 1.5.
There's only one fucking thing. The United States, you son of a bitch. That's as far as my geography went.
Mercurio, thank you, buddy. Says, guys, your content is giving me boners and harder getting better and better every day. You're funny. I'm resubbing.
Hey, Mercurio.
Welcome back to the fray.
Can you hack that guy? No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I mean, that's a huge thing apparently now. If you say that, like people are like, you're gonna get the channel shit. I don't know. Mercutio doesn't know how to do that. Mercutio's a loving beast. I'm gonna go pee though.
That guy. Yeah. Okay. Go pee. And then when Jay gets back, I'll go pee. And then when I get back, we'll talk about Halloween. And then when we talk about Halloween, we'll get into our top 15 action movies of the 90s with Jay and I both Liberty Bucha mode. We both agree it was the hardest list that we've ever had to make. And I'm harder than I've ever made myself right now. Pretty hard. It's a shame that it's not big enough to reach the screen because you would see it. You would know how hard I was. Very hard for you, for everybody. I don't know what's happening right now. Action says, I wish I had hair. Are you just me from the future, Action? Because I'm on my way there. It's getting dark in the back. You know what I mean? It's getting real dark in the back. It's getting scary. And I have that shit that you put back there to make it grow back, but I always just forget to put it on, and it like leaks to the front of my head, and then it gets in my eyes, and it's just not fun for anyone at all. Danny rolling Ghostface. I'll tell you guys right now, spoiler alert, Mortal Kombat 94 does not make my list. It doesn't. That's no disrespect to fucking Mortal Kombat at all. That movie fucking ruled. I mean, it's a piece of shit, but it also fucking ruled. But dude, when you guys look at it, it may not seem like that hard of a list to make, but when you start looking at action movies in the 90s, cutting out superhero movies, cutting out destruction movies, I took out Twister. I took out Showgirls. No, I took out Twister, and I took out Independence Day just because they were disaster flicks. You start taking out those movies, and it's still hard as fuck to come up with that list. No doubt about it. Adam, I've never seen My Soul to Take, a Wes Craven movie that I've never checked out. Never seen that at all. You okay, honey? Mm-hmm. She's coughing. We're all going to die. That movie fucking ruled, by the way, Egg Shin. That movie fucking ruled. But it was weirdly shitty at the same time. Kind of like Thor. Event Horizon's better than Thor, though. There's no doubt about that. Any day of the week, I would take Event Horizon over Thor. But yeah, I'm just saying shit to kill time until we get into the news stuff, you know? Vanderhoff, it's coming up soon. Right after this break, we're going to get into the Halloween Ends news. That's what we're going to do. You're right, Clinton. Independence Day is an action movie, but it also could be described as a fucking disaster movie. It's even directed by Roland goddamn Emmerich. So, and it was too hard for me to include a list of 15 movies because I would have had to put Independence Day in there, and then I would have had to leave something off I really wanted to leave off. So just give me a fucking break, Clinton. All right, you piece of shit. Love you, Clinton. Joe Bob says, Mike, plug We Watch the Movie Discord. I forgot we had that. But if you like Discord and you like We Watched a Movie, you should go there and talk on it. Because that's what the kids do on disc. That kid is back on the escalator. You see how I subverted that, Joe Bob? Because I actually am ashamed that I totally forgot about that. I'm going to pop on there, though. Get on the fucking Discord, guys. Discord.com/We Watched a Movie, I think. Michael Parton says you two will stay hot and sexy beyond your 50s. That's wonderful. I'm 52 myself. My liver's 52. I'm 36. But I appreciate that, man. I'm hoping so. I look at my face, though. Like, I am not going to be an attractive bald man. So when this is gone, my wife will probably leave, and I won't even be able to get sex from fucking Tinder with a fake toupee on. See, she's coughing right now because she's upset because she's just thinking about how I look like a human penis without hair. It's very true. It's upsetting, actually. So I'm slightly offended. And I'm also not going to get cool sprinkle gray like pepper beard. I'm just going to turn all white at one time, and I'm just going to look like an ugly penis-headed Steve Martin. Jagerbaum's got a good fucking point, though. How would Mallrats 2 work in these times since malls are technically gone? That's a really good fucking question. Maybe that's why the studio was like, yeah, we're not going to fund that anymore. I don't fucking know. There are still some malls. We have a mall here in Lexington, Kentucky. There's a big-ass mall. A bunch of shit in it. So you can still make that work, man. Totally. Totes my goats. Stacy James, that's because you haven't been standing behind me. My hairline has moved from the back. You just haven't seen it yet, okay? This one's good. Good up front. It's when the back meets the front where you get butt fucked, and it's horrible. Dan, I can't grow a full fucking beard. That's another problem. This is the best I got. Now, it's trimmed. It is trimmed, but I want to shave, and my wife's like, you're too ugly to shave. I hate the way your face looks without hair covering how ugly it fucking is. It's like a shitty lawn with no grass. It's already shitty. You take the grass away, it's just a pile of shit. That's what she said to me verbatim, actually, in case you guys were wondering. That's not true. But she does hate it when I shave. Because I do look like a fat baby when I shave. It's true. I got fat neck. So I'm trying to lose all this weight. So my wife will let me grow a mustache again, and I can just do Dr. Chalice, and it'll be slightly believable, even though have literally no accent when it comes down to that. Just a man who's drunk, which is just us.
Dude, I wish you could see my janky ass setup because I got to get a new microphone now.
Why? Did you not get the cord?
No, yeah, it's not the cord. The mic's busted completely.
How the fuck does that happen?
Because the slot on the back where the cord would go in, like it's like snapped in, like there's no prongs to push it in. That's why it wasn't like it's gone.
I think we can send them I think there's like a warranty on these or something. So we can
probably send I literally got your old snowball blue snowball microphone on top of a John Adams book that I haven't read.
You don't sound bad, so I mean, there's that. You got that going for
based
you.
on the show with whatever his name was, the John Adams show. It was a good show, but I never read the book.
All right, I'll be right back, and then we'll do Halloween news when I get back.
I see you think. Came fast at me. I wasn't ready. Oh yeah, and to top it all off, my goddamn mouse isn't working either. Like it's not connecting. It's saying the computer doesn't have Bluetooth. Was this horse shit? I know it's got Bluetooth. It's just today was the day that the clouds opened up and God said, "I hate you, alfalfa." But instead of alfalfa, he said Jay, and that's happened. It is what it is. But yeah, so it's janky as fuck. It is what it is, though. It's working. We're making it work, y'all. If I got to use duct tape and super glue, I'll use it. Don't you worry. Austin says, Jay, how much of Shawn Michaels' theme music can you sing from memory? Pretty much all of it. But I don't like to sing it necessarily. As myself, I would sing it as like a Slender Man character or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I can sing pretty much all of it. Hey, Krista. But yeah, dude, Shawn Michaels had some of the, for me, Shawn Michaels had one of the best themes ever in the old school WWF. I know it's WWE now, but I'll say it the way I like the way I say it better. It's like in Lord of War. I thank you, but I prefer it my way. $1 Million Man had a great one. Ultimate Warrior, even though there was no words, it was full of energy and pumped you up. And then I loved Hulk Hogan's old ass theme too, Real American. Bummer comes says, hold still, Jay. I'm trying to get this nutty on your chin. Fuck, goddamn, man, you need a woman or a blow up doll or something. Now stop it. Get your wiener out. Not out. Put it away is what I mean. Get it out of my face. Michael Parton, thank you. Jay, I recently said you and Michael stay hot and sexy beyond your 50s, man. You know what? I hope so, but age is a cruel and mysterious bitch. So who knows what's going to happen later on. Joe Bob says Hulk Hogan got the Beavis and Butthead treatment. Yeah. Faux show. Definitely. By the way, I know that I don't know if some of you guys have watched it or not. The Boys season finale. I think I watched it 2 days ago. Incredible. Really, really good. Sets up some interesting stuff for season 4. I kind of think the Soldier Boy ending wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, because I felt like it went out with more of a whimper than a bang, but it was still good. I mean, it was still good. And Jensen Ackles, I know Jensen Ackles nailed it. Was a really good Soldier Boy, knocked it down to perfection. But I just feel like there was something maybe more I wanted out of the finale, but still, it was an incredible show throughout the entire thing. Awesome. Austin says Carl Urban can get it every day of the week, sir. Every goddamn day of the week. Carl Urban is a wonderful human being that I would actually love to meet, because and you get so many few of these celebrities that are really involved with their fans, or at least want to meet their fans and kind of hang out and talk. And Carl Urban is one of those few exceptions. He loves to be asked questions and hung out, or people hanging around the booths and stuff when he's signing autographs. So yeah, Carl Urban can get it any day of the week with me. Adam Contreras says, love Jansen. Jansen is good, man. I gotta admit that because I think I've watched a couple of little tidbits of Supernatural. I just never got into it. But dude, the guy can act. It definitely is a great actor. And yeah, I think he nailed it. And I'm not going to give it away because some of you fine folk haven't seen it yet. So, but I hope they somehow or another bring him back to continue the Soldier Boy development in future seasons of The Boys. Ryan Tuvel says, Jay, what's your favorite WrestleMania? It's got to be my favorite WrestleMania that I've ever watched, and I've loved it. And I don't remember. So, dude, it's so weird. Wrestling people get so goddamn mad when you miss one thing about it. So I don't know which WrestleMania it was. I don't know if it was WrestleMania 3 or if it was 6. But the one I can't remember. It's the one where Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan had their ultimate fight in the center of the ring, and then it was like going. You really didn't know who was going to win. You're like, oh my god, these are like icons at that point, and they're both good guys, and then Ultimate Warrior finally winds up winning, and then they have a big hug in the middle of it, and they're like, they're still bros though. They're friends. They're going to unite against the powers of evil. That was my favorite, most cherished one of the WrestleManias, for sure. And I think that I'm sorry, I don't know who said it. Someone said loved Carl Urban in Dredd. Dude, yes, without a doubt, Carl Urban is Judge Dredd. He's the Judge Dredd that should have definitely been the Dredd all along. Unfortunately, it's one of those weird, I think that critics or did fans like it and critics hated it, or was the other way around? But Dredd was received pretty shittily in box office standards, so they kind of canceled it. But dude, and they've asked him multiple times if he's coming back for Dredd 2, and he's always said if they write the goddamn script and they asked him to come back, he'd be more than happy. But yes, Carl Urban was incredible in Dredd. And by the way, he would have been a great Batman. If Ben Affleck was unavailable for whatever reason, Carl Urban would have been the guy. Carl Urban would have been the guy. And basically, if you could look at Dredd was an incredible goddamn movie, but it was also a long audition for the fact that he could play Batman.
Yeah, and he could, dude. He would have fucking ruled at it. Muzzy Film says, hey, fellas, much love. You guys are better than Monday Night Football. God, I miss fucking football. Only 1 or 2 more months, man. Don't even get me started on Thursday Night Football. That shit's trash. Can we please get Henry Cavill, Ryan Gosling Terminator remake petition going?
They're both really good looking guys, so it'd be a hard one. It'd be a hard one. The whole time I'd have fucking wood.
Man, that would be awesome.
Could it work? Listen, maybe. The thing about Terminator, though, it's such a sacred property. It is wholly and solely Arnold Schwarzenegger, his baby, his masterpiece, his opus. To touch that would be like to remove Christ himself from the Last Supper and put Trump in the middle of it. Or Biden or whoever. I don't fucking care. Whatever side you lean on. If you're obsessed with a politician, you need to get a life. But I'm just saying. But no. I think that it's just like Back to the Future, in my opinion. You can't remake certain movies. Like if you remake Back to the Future, I swear to God, it was on the table. 10 years ago. They were going to cast Justin fucking Bieber as Marty McFly. And then what are you going to have now? You're going to have like one of those guys from K-pop, and then you're going to have a Tesla be the new goddamn DeLorean. It's going to be stupid.
I mean, if anybody can do it, it's those two. I mean, and they've made a bunch of them without him anyway, but most of them did suck. So, yeah, but I'm into that, Muzzy. I'm fucking into it. If anybody can do it, those two can. They call me Stamps. Says, I have a script treatment that I hope to be able to pitch to a studio in the future. Just know that in it, I have a slasher that I called No Face that I believe could be an iconic slasher. Fucking do it, dude.
Throw it, man.
Make that shit fucking happen.
You sent me Sosa that motherfucker over the gate, y'all.
Put a cork in your ass, bat. Put a cork in your bat. Gary says, speaking of Ripley's granny pants, I've an alternate scene from an Alien online where Sigourney wakes up from cryo sleep completely topless.
What? Are you the key master?
Why?
No, but I'm a friend of his. He told me to come by and wait for you. I want you inside me. Well, it sounds like you got more than one person inside. Yeah, well, go ahead. I'll do a Venkman on that.
Light it up. Okay, guys, Halloween Ends news. It's that time. We're going to do the Halloween Ends news. Then we're going to get into our top 15 action movies of the 1990s. Now, listen, we're going to be very careful about this because the Halloween news that we have to talk about, I'm going to give you guys a warning at the end of the news. At the end of stuff that's not spoilery, I will give you guys a warning before we get into this stuff that we don't know if it's a spoiler or not because we don't know if it's true or not. But we definitely don't want to be the people that ruin it for you. So don't worry. We will give you a chance to mute your...
Is there real spoilers?
We don't know. We don't know. I'll have to get into that. If you've heard what's been going on over the weekend...
You sound like the detective in Dawn of the Dead when they're like, but can you tell us what's happening? When Zack Snyder's remake, he's like, we don't know.
Yeah, kind of. It's nuanced. It's nuanced. So don't worry. I'll give you a warning for that. But talk about the stuff that's not spoilery at all first and has no chance to be spoiler. I don't know if you guys know this already. This came out a few days ago. But first off, the Halloween Ends trailer has been rated. A lot of people know that already. It's been rated. It's been classified, which means it's absolutely coming very, very fucking soon.
For mature.
And I don't think it's a Red Band trailer, and it's like a minute and 10 seconds long or something like that, which really first off ties very closely to what we heard from the CinemaCon trailer, which was the trailer that just barely shows any new footage. It's like it's all led to this. Yeah. And then at the end it's Michael and Laurie fighting in the kitchen. That sounds like about a minute and 10-second trailer.
Yeah.
But you also have to think about this when it comes to that. You have to think about the fact that they just did 4 days of reshoots recently. And the original rumor and what would have made sense would be to put the Halloween trailer in front of Black Phone or around that time or in June, like they did the other trailers. So you have to wonder, is that going to be the same trailer? Because if they waited till the reshoots were done and now the trailer's coming out, did they add something from the reshoots to the trailer? Probably not, but it's possible. Yeah.
They could have taken something out.
But what I've heard is that this week, what I had heard was that this week they were going to start ramping up the marketing for it, which would make you believe that it's going to start on Monday. And at the end of the week, we're going to get the trailer that's just been rated. But today, Monday came and went, no poster, no nothing. So who knows, right? But I think it's going to be this week. And again, I go on vacation on Friday for 3 days. So it'll definitely come on Friday, probably like the last two fucking movie trailers did.
Don't worry. I'm going to go live on YouTube the moment it happens.
I would fucking be down for it. I'd be watching from my phone. Like, I can't join,
I'm telling Mike, hey, man, get out a potato camera and I'll invite you in. I don't know how the stream shit works, but I'll invite you in. And then, you'll come in and I won't know how to control it. And there'll be 18 people in there. I'm like, they just kept coming in. I don't know how they're getting in.
Jay, this is the OnlyFans. This isn't our YouTube.
Oh,
what are you doing?
I knew that guy with mashed potatoes on his nipples wasn't a subscriber. The main channel.
But also, apart from that, which a lot of people did know that, there is some new news that I'm hearing. And again, this is just stuff I'm being told by people, the same people that probably other people are talking to. We don't come out and try to, as you guys know on this channel, we don't come out and try to say, well, so-and-so told me this, so it's definitely happening. So you better trust it because we're definitely breaking news. My recommendation for this stuff is always to wait until a Bloody Disgusting reports it, until it comes out on fucking Yahoo News or it comes out on something that like with actual journalists who actually really know their shit, right?
We Got This Covered has not said anything yet, so
definitely not. Yeah, you wait until We Got This Covered, or you don't listen at all.
They're the fucking CNN and Fox fucking news of they know their truth. What's your truth?
But I will say this though. I'll say this: people that I do believe, people I believe, and who are good people who know more than we do, and who are way closer to it than we are, because we just do YouTube and we just talk about the news. We don't break it. I've been told from several.
Sound like Jake Gyllenhaal from Nightcrawler, dude. I don't. I just write about it. I happen to show up and take pictures.
Yeah, well, that's it though. Like, that's all we fucking do. We don't come up with it. I'm not fucking on the set with a fucking notepad going. Actually, I'm gonna break this news tonight.
No, We Got This Covered is more like Jake Gyllenhaal from Nightcrawler, because they can create controversy and bullshit and then film it.
They just make shit up. Yeah,
that's what he did. He's like, oh, I caused a wreck. I'm gonna take pictures of it.
Yeah, but I will say that, and I don't know if anybody's heard this yet. Trusted people that I trust and believe. Apparently, there's going to be a new another test screening of Halloween Ends tomorrow. Now that is supposedly going to be. My God, dude. There was a test screening before for like Jason Blum and people close to the production. Yeah. And again, the only reason I'm even talking about this is because there's absolute zero chance in spoilers or anything I'm going to say. It's just talking about test screening. But there was a test screening for people really close to the production. And this is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be another one of those or if it's going to be like they did with Kills with a bunch of people. But there's another one. And this time it should include the reshoots, apparently. That's what it's believed to be, at least. So that's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know how that angles as far as when we're going to get a trailer or whatnot. But whatever they did in those 4 days that they reshot the movie, it's apparently going to take place here, which is pretty fucking rad. And now we get to the point where we're going to talk about something that's out there on the internet. And I want to give people a chance who haven't seen it. Now, this is why it's so confusing. This is a two-parter. Someone said something that they believed was a leak, and they put it out there and they described it. And then after that came a picture of what they described. Now, the picture that came out, and we'll show you guys this in a second after everybody gets the spoiler warning. The picture that came out described what they said. The picture that came out ended up not being real. It was a toy that someone created. It was somebody very, very, very close to what's going on told me it wasn't true. It's bullshit. And then right after that, it turned out it was from this guy who makes toys, and it was from his YouTube. Bishop? It was my pastor. Yeah,
it was Father Colahagen.
Yeah, it was the manager at Kroger.
That's what it was.
So what he described may or may not be true, but if you haven't heard what he described yet, this person, then I would say this: just mute the video. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so just mute the video for 10 minutes.
Or you can come back. You can come back. Yeah. You can leave the video. We're going to be getting into our list, but you can leave, and you just come back.
Yeah, leave or mute the video. I don't want to ruin it for you if it does turn out to be true, which is questionable. So, but for those of you who already know about it, we'll go ahead and talk about it. So this is your warning. Go ahead and mute the video or exit for 10 minutes and come back, and we'll talk about it, just to talk about it. Now, what I'm not going to do is sit here and do what I want to do, which is rant and rave and bitch and complain about all these fucking leaks and why people are disguising fucking spoilers as fucking scoops. It's a spoiler. It is. If this is true, you have ruined a surprise in a movie for people, and I wish you wouldn't fucking do it. I just don't know why people feel the need to fucking do it. I'm not going to do that. I just did it. Now I'm not going to do it
because they felt like it.
Shut up, Dad.
They got to make a living.
I really hate this, that people do this. I really fucking do. But anyways, you had your warning. Here we go. I'm going to show it to you guys. This came out from Viewer Anon.
Elon Musk is Michael Myers? I knew it. He's snapping Twitter to death. He knows what to do. Elon Musk has been revealed as the villain of Michael Myers. Michael Myers has been controlled all along by Elon Musk.
It was me. Viewer Anon, who is a scooper, who's right about a lot of stuff, and there's this ongoing conversation about whether he's right about Sidney Prescott being in the movie or whatever, and on and on. Believe what you want, do what you want. I'm just reading you what he says. He says, Michael's look in Halloween Ends, this is on Sunday. He said, Michael's look in Halloween Ends is very reminiscent of Ram Zombie's Halloween 2. Oh, actually, I'm getting one step ahead of myself. He started this with a, I'm going the wrong way.
I could see the picture of you just passed.
Yeah, no, that's not. I was going for the. Okay, here it is. He says, I've been given a photo of Michael Myers as he appears for sections of Halloween Ends that I'm sure is real. I'm not going to post it because the studio could freak out at me, the full Campia, if you will. As you remember, Campia spoiled No Way Home for everybody. But that doesn't mean I can't describe it. And he goes on to say, Michael's look at Halloween Ends is very reminiscent of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. He's wearing coveralls, but they're dirty green, as well as a sleeveless green jacket. He's wearing a hood, and prepare yourself, he's maskless with only the bottom half of his face visible.
Sounds like a guy mowing his lawn concerned about COVID.
In his right hand, he holds a giant-ass butcher knife, and he has an axe slung over his shoulder. He's clearly been living in the wild, and I'm sure it wasn't fun for the local wildlife and or hikers. Now, this is the picture he's talking about. This is not the same picture that leaked.
Yeah, you sent me one. This actually, it looks like a fucking.
It's a NECA toy.
That's a toy. I mean,
and it came out. This one has custom. It's a dope ass fucking toy.
It's amazing. It looks cool as shit.
That
actually looks better than Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Yeah,
like, overall,
he fucking killed it. Now here's where it gets weird. This was the picture that he's talking about was proven to be fake, right? It was proven this guy came from this.
Well, it said one custom figures up there at the top.
Yeah,
it literally says one custom figure.
Right. Now that wasn't the original picture. The original picture was a blurry one that didn't show all that shit, and it described exactly what he said. But even he's come out, Viewer Non has come out and said, okay, that picture, I was duped by it. But the thing is that you have to remember is, and I was told that picture was bullshit. But he also says that he was basing what he was saying off of the picture. But if you want to look differently at this situation, the picture was fake. The picture was the toy. But apparently that picture was enough to fool some people who have possibly seen Halloween Ends into thinking that it was the same thing that they saw in Halloween
Mike, did Lee cover this?
So what I'm saying is this. Do we think that Michael shows up with a Rob Zombie H2 style situation? Maybe. But what I'll say is this. Wait till fucking October or till they decide to show it to us so we can experience it in the fucking movie theater. If it's real, I don't want to fucking know it's real. I want to see it in the goddamn theater with everybody fucking else. I don't want to have it leak for me on fucking Twitter. That's what I'm saying. Why don't we just wait for the movie to come out and then talk about it then? You know?
I think it, first off, I think that Blumhouse has shown too much creativity in the way that they're developing Michael than to literally copy and paste a shit fucking movie for me, in my opinion anyway, Rob Zombies 2, Halloween, and use that as a reference point for their version of Michael Myers. They're not that dumb, okay? Blumhouse has proven they're not that dumb. I don't know what Michael Myers is going to look like, but I guarantee you there's no fucking way any director in the world will try to say, I want to copy what that guy did because he was so successful doing it with his beard lice. That's not going to happen. So, yes, it's clearly fucking fake. I think that this was a way to get the clicks, the comments, the people stirred up because it's going to be a huge movie in October. People know that. That's what they're going for. Is Michael going to look a little different? Is Michael going to be a little bit more damaged than we're used to? Yes. The problem with what Rob Zombie did versus what they may do if he's fucking damaged is that what Rob Zombie did was he decided to make Michael damaged, but then make a completely separate movie that has nothing to do with Halloween after the first 30 minutes, where fucking Laurie's riding around on or Michael's mom is riding around on a fucking white unicorn. There's fucking weird ass subliminal shit going on. This is a weird, it was like Pink Floyd should have been the fucking soundtrack for this. If they decide to make Michael a very beat up looking Michael, and they're not going to go with this look. I mean, this look is played out. It's tired. I don't think they're going to do this. They may have some of his face exposed, of course. Because I don't think he would have changed his mask. It would make no sense continuity wise. And you might see a little. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to show his full face. And and I think Mike and I did talk about this in the initial text message he sent me when he showed this particular image. I was like, I kind of liked it and I kind of didn't, because when I looked at it, it was kind of cool because I thought his mask was underneath, like he still had his full mask on, and then they had the hood on. I was like, all right, well, I can live with that. It kind of looked cool, but then I was like, I don't know. He kind of also looks like a fucking like super Foot Clan. Like for Shredder, he looks like he's working for the Foot Clan. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I don't. I think that the point is it's going to look amazing in theaters when the first time you see it. I mean, if they show flashes of it in a trailer, only flashes, I'll be good with that. I don't need to see a full on image.
Here's where I am with it too. Like, there's a chance that the people who have seen this movie saw this toy, and this toy was close enough to something they saw in the movie. There's a chance of it.
Ooh, it looks like Green Goblin on a bad day.
What do we know though? What do we know though? What we know is that from the CinemaCon trailer, there's a scene where Michael's fighting Laurie in a kitchen wearing his mask. He's wearing the regular mask. He's wearing the regular coveralls. The mask has changed a little bit. Nothing crazy, no stitching and all that bullshit. So we know there's a portion of the movie, at least. We know there's a portion of the movie where Michael has his regular mask. Could there be in this 4-year gap and the Megan Baxter's missing? No, it's not Baxter. I don't think it is, but this girl's missing, where there was a portion of the film where Michael is looking grungy like this and he is in the woods. It's possible, sure. Would I rather wait to fucking find out in the movie? Yes, I would. Especially since this is meant to, if this is true, now the toy is definitely fake. The picture is fake, but if it's true that they do that, I'm open to it. I'm not going to sit here and say, just because Rob Zombie did it once, you can never do it again. I'm not disagreeing with you. I know exactly what you're saying. But the thing is that it wasn't the look. And we talked about this when we both looked at it before. It wasn't so much the look of Michael Myers. It sucks to have half of his mask on for sure, and the beard coming out and all that. But it was what Rob Zombie did with him. So if Blumhouse does something different here in Halloween Ends, and it's this Michael who's been living off the land and who's been doing this, you know that they're going to make it more realistic and less trying to be edgy and redneck and hobo than Rob Zombie's H2 did. So I'm open to it if that comes out. If that's a part of the movie, it's a different thing. They're taking a chance. And I'm cool with that. If it's true, I'll wait to see it in the movie, which is where I think we should all wait to fucking see it. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on it because, I get it. Rob Zombie, for me, was not the guy to carry the flag for Michael Myers in the future after the first one. And then clearly, I mean, if I know there's fans of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, clearly he didn't do a good job because it wouldn't be this controversial when you bring up Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It just wouldn't happen. I don't like his face exposed. Look, the idea that, and it's so weird. There's some directors that are like this. They want to know who Michael is, bro. I want to get down there and I want to show a side. I get that, and that's kind of cool. And yes, it's a leading point for people that want to. Well, what's Michael all about? What's fucking the reality of it is, though, this is John Carpenter's creation. John Carpenter purposefully kept the character vague on purpose. The character of Michael Myers is not supposed to be understood. All you need to understand, he's evil. I don't care about his background or his backstory or I don't want to see all that. I want to keep him genuinely or generally and genuinely the same as I remember him from, I'm talking about Halloween 4, Halloween 6. Just make a mean monster machine. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. I know that people want to put their own twists on it. And Alan McElroy, actually, this is the second time I brought him up because I do like that guy a lot. He brought it up during Halloween 4, or we were asking about Halloween 4. And I think I mentioned, in the posters on Halloween 4, they used the William Shatner mask on the poster. And that's clearly not the mask we got. We got the mask from Star Trek The Next Generation that was based on Data's face. But he was like, and I think, him and Christopher Nelson both had said, it's based on what the director wants. They want their own style because they want to make it their own unique movie. And I don't think they're going to go back. I just personally don't think the director of these 3 films are going to go back and look at Rob Zombie as an inspiration for fucking shit and use any of his ideas and be like, I liked what he was doing, this John Deere look. This he just got out of Rule King and he's pissed off and he wants to go on a rampage because that's what fucking Michael Myers looked like in Halloween 2, Rob Zombies. He's not going to do that. I think he's going to do his own unique style, his own unique tape. When I look at this kind of leak and it turned out to be a fake bullshit, I feel like these are people that are literally trying to get clicks and they're trying to get likes and they're trying to get people to look at their videos. So I would only believe when it's official. When it's fucking official, that's it. But I hope they don't show Michael.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. When it's official, when it comes out the way it's supposed to come out, when they put this movie in their minds, you know, and they fucked it up with the trailers. They did. They showed way too much in kills. But like, you know, for me, if and again, I'm trying to find the exact way to say this without both either. I'm definitely not going to give anything away, but like, you know, if part of that statement's true, like obviously that toy's fake, we know that it's fake, but if part of that statement's true, maybe it doesn't look exactly like that. I don't think it's going to look anything like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. But if that image was close enough to something in the film to get people who have seen the film to think that image was legit, then you could, if you were playing devil's advocate, say that there's something like that in the movie. Also, I want them to do their fucking movie. I don't want fan service to tell these people what to do. You can't do this, you can't do that. Look, I don't want Michael to talk. I don't want to see his face. I don't want them to Rob Zombie it. I understand that, and nobody does. But I feel like with all the shit they're saying about it, it's going to make people angry. I'm kind of nervous about the reaction to it. It's weird. It's a departure. Honestly, man, like Halloween 1978 was weird. It was a departure. It was strange. Critics hated it. Audiences hated it at first, and then it blew the fuck up. The greatest things that we've seen in horror and movies were all gigantic risks. So for me, when people come out and they say, oh, if it's not exactly another clone of the original Halloween trying to be the original Halloween, I'm going to smite it and fuck this franchise forever. It's just the wrong take for me. It's just like Marvel saying, we're going to listen to the fans about who to cast. If you listen to the fans, we will never get anything new. All fans want is more of the shit they loved. But fans didn't know Terminator existed because it came from James Cameron's fucking mind. You know what I mean? If James Cameron just tried to make a fucking a goddamn Rambo movie, we would never have fucking Terminator. You have to have people that take risks and jump out there and do new shit. So might Halloweenians suck fucking buttholes? Yes. Might it be fucking surprisingly, shockingly the best movie in the trilogy? That's still on the goddamn table too. So I just think we need to let them make their fucking movie and enjoy it when it comes out.
I want to see the movie without any type of coloring from critics or people that got lucky enough to see early screening, because those guys, they're full of shit either way. Look, I can go see a movie and have my interpretation. I could say it's a bag full of dildos and it fucking sucked and it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And there could be a guy 3 rows down from me that saw the same movie and thought it was the greatest fucking thing. It's opinionated. It's all about opinion. It's also fake. It's not real life. Okay, it's fiction. The thing about it is, I think that what we're talking about, the character, though, of Michael Myers, yes, the character itself is undeniable. The character of Michael, and I think that generally horror fans or Halloween fans specifically, they do expect Michael Myers to be a certain way. That's just the way it comes. That's
there are rules.
That's the cookie, the way it crumbles. That's the way they want their Michael Myers. It's just like Batman. Tim Burton started a different trend of Batman, because otherwise what would have happened if Tim Burton had to come along and remade Batman? You'd had what if Adam West type of Batman had all of a sudden appeared? They were trying to go that way, and people rejected it so horrendously. Batman and Robin fucking flopped, and then they had to restart the whole goddamn thing because they got used to a certain style of Batman, and it was the Tim Burton style. It's the same thing with John Carpenter's Michael Myers. They expect that. Now, you can play around in that world and create your own version of Michael, but if you go too far out the fucking box, I do like
Rob Zombie's H2.
Yeah, they're going to call you out on it because it's like, hey, man, this is not your private fucking sandbox where you get to go and use that name and do whatever you want. Fuck you. That's not what it is. You know, these are people that paid a lot of money and have been fans for decades of this franchise, and you come in here and butt fuck it. Fuck you. Take your ass back and do a fucking artsy fartsy movie if you want to do that and name it something else, which is exactly what Rob Zombie was doing in Halloween 2. I think he wanted to make his own movie, and then he was like, I'm pissed off that they didn't receive Halloween in the way that he wanted it received, and he got mad, and it was like the guy that made the Human Centipede. He got mad that nobody respected the Human Centipede, so he made the Human Centipede 2 even grosser. It was like a child. It's like a tantrum. Anyway, I'm going to say this. No idea. I'm not going to believe a fucking word that leaks out on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, any of that bullshit until I hear it from the official source, and that's who I'll trust. Because, I mean, as far as the screener goes, by the way, if you really want to know, if the screener's tomorrow, guarantee you midnight on Reddit, go ahead and read the spoilers, because somebody will immediately go to Reddit, even if they're sworn, to not ever reveal what they'll go on Reddit and they'll post it. You can read it all about it on Wednesday. I still won't read it. I'll wait for the official thing.
And that depends on what kind of screening it is. If it's an audience test screening, for instance, when Halloween Kills came out and they did the test screening for it, I didn't read the script. Like the script came out and everything for Halloween Kills, but I did know somebody who saw the screening and everything they told me turned out to be true. Now I didn't want spoilers and they didn't give me any spoilers. They gave me their review of the movie, but you can tell from their review of the movie that it actually matched up. There are people I trust, you know what I mean? There are people I trust and they know I don't want spoilers, right? So when I talk to them about this stuff, I don't want the movie spoiled for me and they don't do that. You know what I mean? And there's people I believe, but for me, I think there's a lot of people who know a lot about this fucking movie, just like I do. And those people also don't want it out in the general public because they don't want to ruin the movie for people. But it's always one jackass who takes a piece of news that a bunch of people like us have been holding on to, and they just blurb it out to everybody. And it's like, man, we could have fucking done that. We could have gone out and made this goddamn video and be like, our sources, blah, blah, blah. We didn't want to fucking ruin the movie for people. We didn't want to ruin it for Blumhouse or the people who work their ass off on the movie or all that shit.
It's the same thing. It's no different than paparazzi that take pictures of people working on a movie set and they reveal the fucking character. I mean, it happens. I mean, that's what the reality of it is. It doesn't matter because it's going to get leaked out one way or the other. You can't keep the only type of show I ever saw that kept a tight fucking lid, a pure lid. Nobody knew a fucking thing. There was nobody blabbing to anybody about shit. Was the goddamn Mandalorian when they brought back Luke Skywalker at the epic finale? Yeah. Everybody's fucking brain blew up because they were like, nobody knew about it. Even Kathleen Kennedy from Disney didn't know about it, and they worked there. So I think that people should just shut their fucking mouths. Like, how about this? How about take a page out of like the Book of Silence, the Silent Library, MTV. Quiet. If you work on a fucking movie, just shut your fucking mouth. Just shut your mouth. I mean, be proud that you worked on it, and then wait till the movie comes out, and then bask in its success. Or if you didn't say anything, distance yourself away from it. Like, I don't know I didn't work on that piece of shit. I just think look, there's leaks going on everywhere. And the only way to really stop it is like, you have to start finding people, which is hard to do because you got to trace it back. And these studios are like, man,
they sign NDAs, you know what I mean? They do sign NDAs.
If you're going to be this kind of asshole and reveal it to people, I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. I can't stop you from doing it, but just don't be an asshole and ruin it for everybody.
And again, there's a huge difference between telling a friend who you trust and who understands that they're not going to use this for their own personal gain.
Well, it's like
and going out and just blabbing it, to the world.
Well, like Ewan McGregor lied for like 2 years. He lied to everybody and said he wasn't going to be a part of Obi-Wan. The series on, look, there comes a point where integrity is more important than, getting the hot source or getting the news out there.
Yep.
There becomes a point when integrity is sacrificed and you just become a fucking dildo that's looking to get the next big break. I hate people like that. I think it's terrible. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back as a fan and I want to see what happens. Because I was blown away when I saw something like Batman Begins with Nolan, and I was in the movie theater. I had no idea. This was before the channel. This was like 2005. Mm-hmm. And I was in the theater. I don't know what movie it was. Maybe Darkness Falls, maybe, possibly. And I saw this trailer, and I thought it was a horror movie. And then I saw it was like, I'm Batman. And dude, I was like fucking blown away. I was like, holy shit.
Blew my tits off too.
That's badass. That's the kind of response they want. But unfortunately, the internet has, the internet's, evolved in the way that it's evolved. And here's what I would say. If you're a true fan of the movie, just don't look at certain sites. Don't look at Reddit. Don't look at Twitter. Don't look at Instagram related to Halloween, because you're always going to get something bullshit on there.
And also, when you walk into the movie as a fan, just go in with an open mind. Be like, I might see some different shit here, but if you're sitting there watching, it's like the people, the woke crowd or the anti-woke crowd. It's like, I'm just going to sit and watch and wait for something to piss me off. There better not be a same-sex kiss in this Buzz Lightyear movie, or I'll swear to God, I'll take my kids out. Like, you probably knew there was a fucking same-sex kiss in it, and you brought your kids in there just to do that. Like, probably, I'm so sick of this shit. Like, the whole thing. But, like, people go into movies expecting to be angry, and there will be people who go into Halloween Ends expecting to be angry. And there's nothing you can do about that. But what I would tell people is just wait until October. Just wait until it's not that fucking far away. Let's just wait and watch the movie. give it a fucking chance. Open your mind, Steven, and try to enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I definitely think that everybody should just go in. If you enjoyed Halloween Ends and you liked Halloween Kills and you like the direction of the character that they've been developing as far as the Michael Myers character and what they've been doing with Laurie and her family and Allison and all that stuff, go in there with an open mind. The Buzz Lightyear thing, I mean, the Tim Allen, there was all sorts of, but first off, it was already breaking about Tim Allen not being in the movie. And they cast Chris Evans, and then the same. I don't care. I would have just been like, if you don't want to watch it, just don't go and see it. I don't know, whatever. But, and it, it's not. But Michael Myers and Halloween, personally, I feel like if you enjoyed Halloween Ends and you enjoyed Halloween Kills, you'll probably enjoy what they're gonna do. Or I'm sorry, those are Halloween 2018, and then Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. You'll probably enjoy what they're gonna do with it. Because I feel like they've gone in the right direction. I think the fans have responded very positively to what Blumhouse has done with the character and with the characters around Michael Myers. So it's a little bit different. I don't know what that means. Like, I understand that we may be in for a different type of Michael Myers. I don't think he's going to be butt fucking Jason Voorhees or anything like that. But there might be something that we're not expecting. I don't know what that is. If he talks, I'll be fucking pissed. I swear to God, I don't give a fuck. If he says a goddamn word to Laurie, if he's like, I love you, I'll bet worst fucking movie of Halloween I've ever seen in my life. And I'll say fuck everything else that led up to it.
And that's what if you walk out of the movie and you go, oh, that fucking pissed me off. Like, I cannot believe they took this and they went there with, I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
After you've seen the fucking movie, fine. But like, give it a chance at least first. Go in, watch it. You know what I don't want to see? If I want to see my version of Halloween, I will sit down and write a Halloween Ends script. And then I'll read it to myself at night and go, I loved it. You know what I mean? I want to see Blumhouse and David Gordon Green and these people's vision of this. I want to see their vision of it. That's why I'm paying the fucking ticket to see the movie they made, not to tell them exactly how to make the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy being entertained. Let them try to show you something new. It's not going to hurt your little butthole. Just take the movie for how it is. If you don't like it, fuck it. You don't like it.
Well, look at it. I mean, it's got August, September. We got like 3 months, less than 3 months, or around 3 months, I guess, that the movie's going to be out. So, I mean, we're all going to. What I hope they do, I would be honest to God, I'd be perfectly happy with them releasing a poster and then a barely like teaser trailer.
The CinemaCon trailer's fine.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, for like, and I would do that like a month and a half before the movie. I would literally build it up through, maybe Blumhouse, the official Twitter or whatever, doing the skulls or whatever, but not revealing too much, just revealing little tiny scenes or whatever, and then doing the trailer a month and a half before the actual fucking movie.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. I would do that because, and I would not show Michael. I would keep him hidden in shadow. I would show maybe like a silhouette of him walking or something. I don't know, but. Or what you were talking about, like when he's fighting Laurie in the kitchen.
Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, I know they need to market it to a larger audience, but man, I got to tell you what, there's people out there. You know what I think it is? There's people out there that don't like Michael Myers or they don't like Halloween for whatever reason, and they know that there's a huge fan or there's a fan base for it, and they just like to shit on people, and so they post dumb shit to get people riled up. Those are what you are called trolls. Those are literally trolls.
I can't imagine going into a movie hoping it sucks. Can't imagine.
It happens a lot more than you think.
It does.
There's a lot of people because I like literally I've almost been guilty of that. I don't know what movie it was. I was like, man, this movie's gonna fucking blow ass. I don't even know what it was. There was a movie I thought it was gonna blow ass. Maybe it was Man of Steel. I was pissed off. I had a bad day. And I went and saw that movie and I thought it's gonna fucking suck. I like Henry Cavill. I liked him in The Tudors, but this movie's going to blow. It's not going to be Christopher Reeve. It's not going to be. And then I watched it and I liked it, but I was still pissed off. So I didn't admit that I liked it until like a day or two later. And when I went and seen it again, and I'm like, oh man, that was probably one of the best Superman movies I've ever seen in my life. It happened.
And it was. All right. We'll grab some super chats before we take our final break. And then when we come back, top 15 horror or action movies of the 1990s. Muzzy Films, thank you, says, in Halloween Ends, has Michael Myers been haunting the streets of Haddonfield on Halloween for the last 4 years, or has he been dormant or captured? If you look at the picture that came out of the billboard where it says this girl's been missing since Halloween, I'm guessing in the past, this is just guess, in the past 4 years that passes between the two movies, Michael is dormant, but bodies are showing up, and he's killing in silence. That's just my guess.
I feel like he's been at B-dubs for a lot of the time, and he's just been I would go with I think he's been dormant. I don't think he's been captured, because if he had been captured, it's more of you're playing with the Halloween 6 angle more. So I think he's been dormant. But if you say dormant, though, he's not been doing anything. He's like a vampire. He's just been hibernating.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's definitely not been captured. We toyed around with that idea before, but based on just what we've seen so far,
you know who did the best, and I know that you guys think that this movie sucks. Jason X. If you're gonna do that storyline, they did it right. Other than taking him to space, the idea that the U.S. government would actually grab him and then hold him underground in a facility to study him because he can regenerate. I think that Jason X was on to something really cool, but it ultimately went to craziness.
Yeah. And that works better for Jason, but I mean, you're right. That was a cool idea that they toyed with before they started squeezing people's nipples. Dark Light says Rob Zombie must be a Myers genius if this is it. Rob Zombie must,
maybe he is. Maybe he is.
Dude, I think, like I said, I'll tell you the truth, man. I think there's a chance that this is not saying this. See the movie yourself. I think there's a chance we see a woodsman type Michael Myers again. I really do. But I know for a fact that we're also going to see regular old Michael with his mask on doing shit. So I want to see what they do.
As long as he's not working at goddamn 7-Eleven. And he's like, I don't say anything. I just stalk the shit.
Mark Ponce de Leon says, my son Jax asks if you think Halloween Kills will be the best one. Also, I'm a barber in Texas. Would love to see send y'all one of the shop's shirts. Send it away.
Hey, man, send it, man. We'll wear them. I don't wear t-shirts. Michael wear them. No,
I gotta change my battery.
I think you meant my son Jax asked if you think Halloween Kills will be the best. I think you mean Halloween Ends will be the best one. For me, no. I mean, it probably won't. Because I feel like it's going to be more divisive than even Halloween Kills was. To be honest with you, I think the best. And again, I'm just talking about in terms of people coming together and loving the franchise. Halloween 2018 is the best of the series because everyone unified, like they all unified and agreed. Hey man, we got before this Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and fucking Resurrection. This is amazing. It wasn't until Halloween Kills when the divisiveness started. So Halloween Ends probably will actually further separate people. So I don't think it's going to be the best one.
Yeah, I think Halloween 2010 is my favorite one so far. And
it just felt like everybody uniformly liked it.
I do remember a bunch of people leading up to Kills going,
but not as much. But Kills was right down the middle.
It was, Halloween was critically and audience receptive, positive scores, and made a lot at the box office. So it was better received than Kills was because Kills does have a positive audience score, but it had a negative critic score. Yeah. And it made a little bit less. But yeah, I do remember a bunch of people being pissed at 2018 too, but not to that level. James Smith, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate James. That, man.
You married Pocahontas. I remember you.
Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. It says, first, Mike, your review of Thor is very well written. It's good because I can't speak. And I absolutely love the message behind it. Well done. Second, thank you, man. Second, do you guys think the male podcaster from 2018 is actually dead? What do you think the odds are of his character returning? He dead, dude. He's dead as fuck.
You know the guy that got cornered in the fucking bathroom?
Yeah.
That guy got his fucking nose mushed up in his fucking brain like he was hit by Bruce Lee. Yeah.
He's dead.
Him dead.
I'm pretty sure he came out on a body bag because I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that
either he's dead or he's got fucking brain damage and he's gonna walk around like he thinks he's Pee Wee Herman for the rest of his life.
He's gonna be that dude at Smith's Grove that was like, Figaro!
That guy's fucked. That guy's not coming back in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you so much, James. Really appreciate that, man. Thanks for reading that article. So we are now at a point where
I'm gonna take a pee.
Okay.
Shit. No, I'll wait.
I just want be a great sequel that gives justice. I personally didn't like Kills because I thought it had issues. I'm hoping for a strong improvement, and I get that. Kills had a bunch of issues.
I get that. Yeah. Well, I think overall people love the flashback sequence in Kills, because the flashback sequence was amazing.
That shit ruled.
And I mean, it really was really, really well done. And those guys definitely took their time to recreate as much as that, the scenery that Carpenter had put out in the 70s. Much like in Dr. Sleep, when you have that flashback in The Shining, and they paid extra attention when they were bringing everybody into the Overlook Hotel. But as far as the have a strong improvement, there were issues with Kills. I don't think I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that it needs a strong improvement, because I don't think the Kills was that bad.
It was a great slasher film.
Well, I feel like it was. I feel like it was exactly what Michael Myers is. I mean, I think essentially that's what Michael is, and you saw that. But if you want more of like the dramatic stuff going on in Ends, I get that too, because I mean, Halloween 2018 had all of that.
Yeah. And again, like I think I know exactly what issues you're talking about. The whole Tivoli thing, even though that guy did a great job, just could have been sucked right out of that movie, and you could have given us more slasher, and the movie may have been.
And Tommy was bad. I do admit that Tommy was bad.
Yeah, there was certain stuff that they did that I didn't enjoy, but as a slasher film, as John Carpenter called it, the ultimate slasher film, I thought it was a great slasher film, especially when you look at old slasher films that people just give. Like people's favorite slasher movies, like I can't think of a single goddamn one right now, of course, but like
Black Christmas,
like old school slasher movies that had a million problems. Not like the classics, but like the God damn it, what's the one with the guy with the shears? No, not the classics. I'm talking about like the shitty ones, like the guy with the shears. Fuck, I cannot think off the top of my head.
Hatchet. I mean, you could even say Hatchet
or Maniac, or a bunch of these, even though that's also classic in itself. But these movies had a ton of story problems and a ton of camera problems and shit like that. But everyone's like, "Oh, that's classic, dude. That's amazing." If Halloween Kills came out,
Friday 13th Part 5.
No, we did a review for it. I just can't remember the fucking name of it, or Town That Dreaded Sundown, or something like that. If Halloween Kills came out in 1972, it would be a classic horror film that people just drooled over. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying, Michael Parton. Compared to 2018, it was weird. One more before we go, Jay. Gary says, Jay, when I was talking about the girl in the quarry, I meant the one with the cap at the beginning.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she could choke me anytime.
All right. Hey, I'll go ahead and get it rolling on the list. That way, since we're running behind, we can keep it going. The Burning. Thank you, 25 Savage. Thank you. The Burning. That was the fucking one. All right. Okay, so this fucking bug is making me crazy. Ooh, it touched it. I touched it. I don't like to touch bugs. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we will get into the logisticals of my nuts. Where is it here? There it is. Okay, so share screen. Yes, I want to share this screen. Thank you. Okay, so top 15 action movies of the 90s, excluding superhero films. Excluding superhero films, and excluding disaster films. These are straight up action films. My number 15, and God, this list was, again, maybe the hardest list I've ever had to make in my fucking life, man. This was ridiculously hard. Let me see, where's this thing? Oh no, don't look at that. Nobody look. Do not look. Don't you fucking do it. Accidentally fucking pulled up the wrong thing. I showed my whole goddamn list there for a second. Don't fucking do it. Don't look. I swear to God. I don't know how to look at my fucking list now without pulling up on the screen. Okay, hang on. I can't believe I fucking just did that. Holy tits. All right. Find a fucking lead. Where is it? God damn it. I'm getting annoyed now. Getting really fucking annoyed why I can't pull this up. One sec, guys. One side red. What the fuck? My computer's taking a dump. Where are you? I'm clicking you and you won't show up. God damn it, Steven. All right, my number 15. Sorry about that, folks. It's going to be Steven Seagal's Hard to Kill. You have to, if you're looking at a list of 90s fucking horror movies, 90s fucking action movies, and you don't have Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme somewhere in your list, you're just not doing it right. And Steven Seagal, this is compared to like some of the great with the Matrix T2, all that shit like that, but you gotta have a taste of Steven Seagal in your top 15 list. You have to have it. So my favorite Steven Seagal movie it was tough because there's also Under Siege. There's other movies like that. I have to go though with Hard to Kill as my favorite. Because this is the one. Hard to Kill is the one where I believe he's Mason Storm, and he's laying in bed with his wife, and the bad guys come in and they fucking they shoot him up with a shotgun. They kill his wife. They kill him. He's all fucked up. He's in a coma. Steven Seagal grows this giant fucking beard and grows the big hair. He can't walk. And it was a great action story for the 90s because Steven Seagal you usually see as this unstoppable force who runs like this and has a sweaty ponytail, but he never even gets hit in his movies. He's usually fighting a guy who's half his size and he just makes this little bitch. And Steven Seagal's got such a shitty attitude as a human being that he refused to barely even be hit in his movies because he felt like it somehow demasculated him. So that was one of the biggest things against the Steven Seagal movies that I love. But in Hard to Kill, it was great because he did have the redemption arc. He had to fight to grow his body back. And they did it with this crazy fucking montage where the hot nurse that he ended up marrying is like, she has to do the needles in him. And he's doing all the fucking, the Aikido shit and all the, like, he's listening, smelling the incense and fucking the best parts when he goes out in the field and he puts the 2x4 down and he wraps the rope around it. And he just stands out there in the field. And it's like, and just punching it with a bare fucking fist. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of testosterone and awesome fucking action. P. Rich, you're right. Mark for Death fucking ruled, dude. But my favorite, that's probably my second favorite is Mark for Death when it comes to Steven Seagal. I'd say Under Siege third, but my favorite Steven Seagal movie is going to be Hard to Kill, and that's why it's going to be number 1 on my listicles. Number 15 on my listicles, excuse me. So put that on there, and I will bring the screen back up as not to fuck it up again. This screen. Thank you. All right, so Hard to Kill is going to be my number 15. This was hard, dude. I had to put Hard to Kill over some fucking classics, and that was tough to do. I just could not make this list and not have at least one beacon of the 90s Steven Seagal in there. I can't do it, can't do it. So that's my number 15. My number 14, though, since Jay's still gone, we're going to go right back to it, man. You know who else you can't have in your top 10 action movies of the 90s? Can't not have in it? That's going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that's going to be fucking Lionheart. Now, keep in mind, Bloodsport, Kickboxer were both 80s movies. Bloodsport may have even been in the 70s. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think it was 80s. But, yeah, Lionheart, man. Lionheart, it's right up there with Bloodsport. It's right up there with his classic movies. This guy, he's a fucking, he has to escape. He's a vagrant. He ends up fighting in fucking empty pools. He fights in the streets. He has to grow his whole fucking. I saw 2 of yours. Oh, I like it,
dude.
I fucked up and accidentally showed my whole list to everybody, but it was just for a second. I was clicking around,
dude. No, that's sexy. I do like what you've done here. I will say the blue definitely brings out your eyes, and the room totally says, "I'm a man."
That's me. That's who I am as a person.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it.
Yeah, dude. You can't, like I said, you can't have this list without having both Jean-Claude and Steven Seagal in there. You know what I mean? Unless you did, and then you're wrong.
No, I got. I do have Jean-Claude. I think I have Jean-Claude popping up twice, and then I have Seagal once.
I'm excited to see what your twice is, but I'm going to go P first. What's your number 15? I'll write it down and then I'll go.
Okay, my number 15. And I know it's going to piss off a lot of people because it is not as good as the original, but it's still, for me, I watched it and I loved it. It was the first one I watched, Escape from LA with Kurt Russell. What are you going to do? Disappear. Dude, there's so many badassness. There's so much badassness to Escape from LA that I can't put into words how cool that movie is. And yes, it's cheesy as fuck, and the effects have aged terribly. They were bad when the movie came out, but it's Kurt Russell back as Snake Plissken. Call me Snake. Dude, it's and it has Bruce Campbell in it in a weird, I think he's the Surgeon General of Beverly Hills. That's like a mutant type of guy now. It's got action through and through. And I loved it. I mean, I felt like what I liked about it was John Carpenter came back and directed it, and the chemistry with him and Kurt Russell is, you can see it, like it's perfect. It was like the last man's man in this particular future society where Kurt Russell was like, we should decide for ourselves what happens and shit. And then, the government's like, no, fuck you. I got it. You don't have any rights anymore. I'm going to send you over there to California, which is now like a maximum security prison. It's pretty much a copy and paste of Escape from New York, but I really loved it. And I remember watching it as a kid and not really knowing much. I hadn't even watched Escape from New York when I watched it. And I was like, man, this is fucking awesome. This is so good. The basketball game was so cool. I don't know. It's Escape from LA for me. My number 14 is Jeff Speakman's The Perfect Weapon. And I don't know, this movie came out in 1991, I believe. And the titular character is Jeff Speakman. I can't remember the name of the main guy that he plays in the movie, but Jeff Speakman is he's like a refined Steven Seagal. And let's not, okay, at the very beginning of the movie in The Perfect Weapon, he's working at a construction yard, right? And then all of a sudden after his shift ends, he's in his living room where he lives alone. And he's in pajama pants with no shirts on, and he's doing karate to I've Got the Power by Snap. And it's badass and it looks cool. And let's not all like pretend that we have, as far as dudes go, have not, when the house is empty, done karate with our shirts off in our pajama pants to a song like I've Got the Power. But no, that's a joke. Obviously, it was a terribly delivered joke, but Jeff Speakman's The Perfect Weapon, it had great bad guys. It dealt with the Korean mafia. Really terrific acting. And I feel like it's a movie that goes unnoticed a lot by the masses because they don't really know who Jeff Speakman is. They don't really know, because he was a firecracker as far as an action hero in the 90s. Like he was there and then he was gone. It's like fucking Sting disappearing from the rafters. But I thought it was really, really well done, and I enjoyed it. I even liked when Jeff Speakman has to be called back to help out Kim, which is his family friend from the past, and he's driving through the city and he's looking over, and you have these flashbacks of why he went to Kimpo school, and yeah, it just felt like it was like the Karate Kid grown up or something. It was really cool, and I loved it. And he was the tiger. It's like, I have shown you the dragon. That's what his dojo master says. I have shown you the dragon, but you have not seen him. You must find the dragon, and then you will be the dragon. I was like, I know what the fuck you just said, but it sounded cool because at the moment he's only the tiger. I know you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but do yourself a favor. If you've never seen The Perfect Weapon, it's only an hour and 24 minutes. It really is an awesome martial arts movie, a really good 90s action movie, and it's got exactly what you would expect from a 90s movie. It's got the pretty much badly acted drama that's going on, but it's got that balance of cool action sequences with some really memorable characters in the movie as well. So Perfect Weapon is 14 for me. I guess I'll go ahead and put my other two on here. So because I appreciate you guys for sticking it out with us, because we're going a little over the time here, but my number 13 is well, Mike's back, so it's fine. Don't worry. Don't your asses worry anymore. Don't you all sweat nuggets of turds.
Do you guys like butt fucking?
Okay, so my number 14, and I explained it, was The Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman.
So, funny story about that, man. You've been telling me my whole life how badass that movie was. I believed you. My dad used to let me watch all these movies when I was a kid, but for some reason he just would never let me watch that one, and I thought there had to be tons of titties in it or something. Last night, in preparation for this list, I finally sat down and I watched The Perfect Weapon for the first time in my life, and I did not think it was good.
Well, I don't think your beard is good. But that doesn't mean that we're all going to talk.
It's not.
No, I think you know what it is, and I was just telling them there's something about that movie though. At the very beginning, when he's a construction worker, and then it goes into where he's living alone in the in the apartment, and he's like doing karate with I've Got the Power playing in the background.
That was hilarious.
I was telling them how many of us as adults,
that's
when
true.
the house is cleared out, we'll take pajama pants with no shirts on. It doesn't matter about your weight, and try to fucking do karate.
Absolutely, dude.
But no, I liked it. I liked it because Rufio's in it too. I didn't mention that Rufio's in it. I feel like it was simplistic. It's only now, like I said, it's only an hour and 24 minutes, but I feel like it feels like a 90s action movie, because even when he's driving back into town to help Kim, like he has those flashbacks, and when he was trying to protect Adam on the football field, I just loved it, dude. I loved it because it felt like it was a time capsule of the 90s in that one movie.
No, you're absolutely right about all that. When it started, we were 5 minutes into it. I was like, Katie, I'm gonna fucking love this movie. Like, it had all the makings, dude. It felt like a new Bloodsport. Like, it was. I thought it fell apart towards the end, and I got kind of bored. But like, dude, the fighting scenes were badass. When he was like, I'm wondering if I can kick your ass.
Well, you know what it is. I think that Jeff Speakman is not a good actor necessarily. I don't think. I think that he's actually. I mean, he is a martial artist, but like when he goes into Kim's shop and like. He's like, what's going on here? And he starts fighting all the guys. It was like, yeah, you're not really rehearsed on your lines that well. But it's funny because Steven Seagal actually didn't shit on him, but kind of shit on him on the Arsenio Hall show back in the early 90s when Arsenio Hall was asking about Van Damme, and he was like shitting on Van Damme. He's like, what about this Jeff Speakman guy? And he was like, he seems like a good young kid. We'll see what happens to him. So it almost feels like, hey, if Seagal respected you, like you were doing something right. So maybe that guy won some fucking legit tournaments, and I don't know.
I loved him. I loved his aura, dude. He was dude. The fighting scenes were badass. I like that they added in the little machine gun noises when he would punch somebody. It would be like,
I loved it. I always wanted the ring when because I was like, that's why I wanted to join karate when I was a kid. I was like, you get a fucking ring, and then you're gonna have a
tiger on it.
Master Co. I think his name was Master Co. He's like, no, you're just the tiger. The tiger is fearless and fast, but the tiger does not think. You're not the dragon. And then he shows his own ring. He's like, the dragon is wise.
Yeah, I like the dude. He was walking in that club, and that song was on. It was like, hot man on the prowl, sexy, yeah.
It's like to me, as far as like rewatchability, I've watched that movie several times, and I feel like again, it never gets the credit. I feel like people just never know. It wasn't just Van Damme and Seagal that was like doing the martial arts thing in the 90s.
That was his only movie, though.
I mean,
that's the only one I know about.
But that was like, I feel like that was a perfect. Like, I feel like it equals out with some of the other shitty ones that Seagal and Van Damme did in the 90s.
Yeah, we should do a commentary on that sometime, man. Because there's some fun shit in that movie.
Dude, I swear to God, when I was watching, I was like, "Did we do a commentary on this?"
We should. Yeah,
I swear we did. But
I was laughing my ass off watching. Like I said, I just got bored towards the end. And I was like, "There's not enough story to keep me interested." But like, it did have all the trappings.
I loved it. Sure. I loved it. Yeah.
James Smith says extra super chat for the Jeff Speakman love.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Jeff Speakman.
Pizza farts. Gary says Steven never wanted to talk about Steven Seagal from earlier. He said he never wanted to get hit, but I want to do a Daredevil corridor scene where I'm taking a beating and getting more and more tired, but I keep going. That's what I love. And that's why Van Damme and Stallone too. Like, they didn't mind to get their asses kicked. The best,
because they always come back, and they always come back and win.
Exactly. That was a problem with Seagal's movies,
Seagal didn't understand, like, it wasn't real life.
Yeah.
Like Seagal got confused. Like, he's like, if you hit me, then everyone's gonna think I'm gay. I'm like,
that's probably what he said.
I was like, no, Steven, it's fake. It's like, no. In my culture, I don't know what culture it might be, Native American or Japanese. He's changed his story so many times, but in my culture, if I get hit, I can't protect my homestead.
Exactly. Cards 93, thank you, man. He says, just found out I have 3 years left, multiple brain tumors. Thanks for keeping me smiling. Never stop with the great content. Sorry to bring the mood down. Not at all, man.
That sucks, bro. I hope that's not true. I hope that you have more than that. And doctors can be wrong. There can be miracles that happen, but all the best wishes to you, man. And all the positive vibes we can give you. And thanks for watching us. And if we can help you out, that brings us up. But yeah, man.
I'm absolutely sorry to hear dude. That's fucking terrible. But the fact that you're here right now and you're doing stuff that keeps you smiling and keeps you laughing shows that you're going to do with the time that you have left. You're probably going to experience everything and really appreciate and love it. You're handling it in the right way, man. You're looking at it the right way. And we're both fucking terribly sorry, man, that you've come across that. But thank you so much, dude, for hanging out with us. And we'll try to keep making you laugh, man. That's all there is in this world, is to try to have a fucking good time.
But Cards 93, I'm running out from my jokes book. I bought it in 1997, and I keep on repeating my jokes. So I don't know.
We do that. We both do that. That's the worst part. We hope we don't let you down, brother. Thank you for that. Mark Dolman says, "Hey guys, I'm feeling like crap, so unfortunately can't stick around and need sleep. May T2 reign supreme on your list.
Hey,
we'll see. May not be on my list at all.
I will say, I'll give you a little sneak peek, Mark. It's high. It's high on that list.
You're fucking high. It's not on my list at all.
I do. I feel a little high. I did smoke a little bud and do a little coke, but not a big deal. It's legal.
You can't smoke coke, can you? You probably can.
Crack. It's called crack.
That's just crack, isn't it?
It's crack cocaine.
Yeah. Lions and tigers and bears. I just want to run. I want
to run.
God. Okay, so
let me go in. I was literally getting ready to go on my 13 and 12.
Go for
it. So I'm just gonna go do those because we'll just get these out of the way. My number 13 is gonna be Face Off with Christian Slater and the late, well, I was gonna say the late great, but maybe his career, but John Travolta. Dude,
you thought he fucking died.
I know. Well, I mean, maybe his career did. But listen, man, there was a time back in the day that John Travolta was spitting out fucking fire as far as an action like junkie, like he was doing all this stuff. He's always been one of the best bad guys to have in a movie, as far, especially an action movie of the 90s. And this was, for me, the last great Christian Slater movie that he ever did. And it had a great, that bum, bum, bum that they used in Scream later on. But they had a great dynamic, Christian Slater and John Travolta, in this movie. And the scene that always sticks in my mind to this day, and I think they even had it on when coming to DVD, when they had the trailer for it, for Broken Arrow coming to DVD, was when he was like, "You're out of your mind." He's like, "Yeah, ain't it cool?" And they even used that for like other stuff. But dude,
that's from Broken Arrow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm totally off.
I was like, I don't remember.
No, because
I was
going to tell you, I have Broken Arrow earlier, so I've already like jumped ahead. But yeah, Face Off. Never mind. John Travolta is a great badass in that movie. You thought Nicolas Cage was a great bad guy, and then they flipped it, and then John Travolta's a bad guy, and it works out. But I was getting ahead of myself because I do have Broken Arrow higher on my list, and I was excited because John Travolta was in both of them. But anyway, Face Off is good because, well, Face Off works because, again, it flips the audience's head around, and you have Travolta playing the good guy. Then it goes back, and it's a great fucking movie. So
that movie fucking rules, dude. It's only in my honorable mentions. It didn't make my top 15, but it fucking rules, dude. That's a great goddamn movie.
All right, so and my number 12 is going to be what I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way because it's the only one that I have on here for Seagal. It's Under Siege. You gotta go with Under Siege. Well, yeah, I mean Under Siege is the biggest movie that he did.
Yeah,
and it did. I mean, there was other movies that came out that solidified Seagal as an action, stay. But Under Siege had Tommy Lee Jones. It had all the great elements to it to make it a great movie. And Seagal really did well. I mean, he actually performed really well. I did hear later on that Tommy Lee Jones did not like Seagal, or there was a lot of which of course it's a Seagal movie, so you're not surprised.
Shocker.
Yeah. But Under Siege but it also had Gary Busey. Again, it was a really well put together movie, and it worked. What else can you? If you haven't done yourself a favor and watch Under Siege, just watch it. It just works as a movie.
Yeah, it does, dude. And what I appreciate about it is that Steven Seagal actually feels like he's buying into the production in that movie. Like he feels like he knows he's a piece of it, and it's not all about him. And it turned out.
But he never gets beat up. He never gets beat up.
Yeah, it turns out to be his most successful movie, but it does have one of the best final fight scenes when he fights Tommy Lee Jones with a knife, and they're doing that fucking. That was a cool ass fucking scene,
but it ended really too early because it's like I think Steven Seagal got tired and he's like, I think they're donuts, and I need to eat them.
Yeah, but we puts that fucking knife in his head,
was
man.
cool.
That was gnarly. That was badass. And just one more thing about Face Off, dude. What was so cool about fucking Face Off that I love so much is that they both, like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, fed off each other in that movie. So when one was the good guy or the bad guy, I think Nicolas Cage won in the end with not only when he was the priest, and he did that.
That was
woo. But when he had the gun on him and he was like, he thought he was gonna die. He's like, I'm ready for the big ride, baby. Like, but Travolta held his own, man. They both chewed so much scenery and had that's a great movie. I love it.
Well, it's weird that with Face Off though, there's no way like they both could have pulled that role off. Like Nicolas Cage could have continued being the bad guy and John Travolta being the good guy, and you'd be like, it's still a great fucking movie, but they reversed it because I feel like they were like, Travolta just can carry the meanness better than that.
We stole that thing that I used to do when they say I love you to each other. We used to do that to each other all the time. When you go, remember when it's like that? That's how they say I love you. His family, they go,
oh yeah. No, I don't know why we started that shit. Like,
we steal all the time.
I don't know.
But okay, so I gotta pull mine up here, and hopefully I won't fucking show it to you guys again.
Well, I had an embarrassing moment, and you had an embarrassing moment. I literally morphed and merged to Face Off with Broken Arrow.
That's an easy mistake to make, though. I mean,
well, just because Travolta was in it, but I could have put goddamn Grease in it. And they're like, oh, that guy's off the rails right now.
My number 13 is gonna be
Lionheart.
Yeah, it's gonna be Bad Boys.
It's
yes,
dude, I like it.
This movie, man. I remember this came out when we were like in 5th grade, and this kid named Aaron Crowley. You probably remember him.
I remember him.
He stayed at my house. We made paper guns. Like, you remember how you would make the paper guns and they'd have like the square, and then you could like pull them back and like cock them and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like we were way too old to be doing this, but this movie got us so fucking pumped up. We were like playing guns. Like they were so Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, and this is before Will Smith turned out to be the Will Smith we know today, but they were so fucking cool, man.
They were great.
They were so fucking cool in that goddamn movie, and they had a great bad guy. It's like, turn around, let me see you, and like,
and then a really hot girl, but she turned out to be annoying as fuck.
Dude, Tia Leone is one of the hottest, and Tia Leone in Bad Boys,
in the movie.
Yeah, in Bad Boys and in Fun, Dick and Jane is one of the most beautiful creatures that has ever walked this fucking earth.
And some bubblicious.
Yeah,
it's a bubblicious.
No, this ain't my house. This is Mike Lowry's house. Mike Lowry. And they had the badass Lieutenant Joe Palpanello or whatever the fuck his name was. That's just, man, that was one of the one of the greatest buddy cop movies, one of the greatest action movies of all time. And I miss those days.
I'm glad that Martin Lawrence got to make that movie before Jada Pinkett Smith like always slayed his dick, Will Smith.
But their relationship together was so good too,
their
man.
Chemistry was perfect. I mean, their chemistry just worked. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie. My number 12 is gonna be this is another one, and again, I'll reiterate this about this list. This is another one of those lists that these movies are like our childhood. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, like,
we could have done a top 50, and we'd be here all night.
Yeah, like we could go all night with this shit. This, and again, some of these movies, some better movies are ranked lower than, but it's just about nostalgia and what you love and what you like the best and what really connected with you. And one of the movies I have the biggest goddamn nostalgia for in this world is GoldenEye, man.
I knew you were gonna put it on there. I knew it, and I almost put it on my list because it's not, surprise, it's not on mine, but I want it to. It's in my honorables, but I want it to.
Yeah, I mean, I think. By the way, I can already tell by looking at our two lists, this is going to be the most different list you and I have ever had. Because normally we agree on like a lot of our lists. Yeah. This is going to be the most different list we've ever had.
No, I agree that I want it to be in my top 15, but I there were so many good fucking movies. I was like, man, I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Like Face Off, Under Siege, like these were all things that I almost put in my list too. So I totally get it. But
GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye. It has nostalgia for two reasons. One, it was like the second movie I ever went and saw with my dad, and two, it was the first Bond movie I ever saw. 3, Nintendo fucking 64, dude. That game. We spent so many hours.
Maybe the greatest game on the N64 console, period.
Yes, dude, absolutely. One of the greatest games of all time, no doubt about it.
It really is.
But not just that, but dude, it was Pierce Brosnan's first James Bond movie and his absolute unequivocal best James Bond movie. The handsomest, best 5 o'clock shadow James Bond we've ever had. I love it so much. And dude, that opening scene with him and Sean Bean, it had one of the best Bond bad guys in Sean Bean as 006.
Yes, and I was sad when he died.
Yeah,
006,
no, I know.
I wanted to know about his story.
Yeah, and it had the girl who she squeezed your head between her legs, and it was like weirdly attractive to die that way.
From Jean Grey from the X-Men.
Yeah, dude.
I think we talked about that before. Like, what was she hotter in, X-Men or GoldenEye?
Yeah, man, fucking
or House on Haunted Hill,
dude. When he's fighting all those Russian dudes, and he comes shooting out of the Amazon package zoomer thing, and he's shooting at him, and they got the bombs placed, and it blows the thing up. Then he both dives off the bridge, not just the bridge dive that he does with the thing he's connected to open the movie. But you talk about Tom Cruise. Now I know Pierce Brosnan probably didn't do his own stunts, but the stunts in GoldenEye were just as good as the stunts you see in Mission Impossible. And then when he jumps out and he catches the plane, stupidest stunt ever, but still fucking great. He follows the plane off. And he does, and then catches up to it, gets in the plane, and saves the fucking thing. Goddamn, I love GoldenEye. Man.
Well, I mean, and it was interesting when that movie came out because it had just come off the heels of Timothy Dalton, and that didn't work because Timothy Dalton was too aggressive. I splash the pot any fucking time I want. Aggressive. And so they had to find a balance between aggressive and good-looking suave Bond. And Pierce Brosnan was the guy to do it. I mean,
he was perfect.
Yeah, there was a really shitty Bonds that came out with Pierce Brosnan involved afterwards, but GoldenEye was fucking incredible. I think universally Bond fans love that movie, even if they don't want to admit it because maybe they don't like Pierce Brosnan for whatever reason. But dude, GoldenEye was our generation's James Bond. Like at least for the decade of the 90s, that's our Bond.
And Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye might be the most handsome human that has ever walked the earth. Just going to put that out there.
You haven't seen Jared Leto sweaty on stage. So my number 11 is going to be, and again, because I'm sure it's on your list. It might be. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it because I think that we all are going to agree why. Heat is my number 11. And, you also could argue and say that should be a top 5 or even a top 10. It's just outside the top 10. Again, guys, this was an incredibly hard list to make. But you got to throw Heat in there just because of the momentous occasion where you have Al Pacino sharing a scene with Robert De Niro in like as simple a scene as a diner. And it just fucking works, man. It works. And it's so amazing to see it. And Val Kilmer also is a goddamn beast in it. The movie is a very basic movie. Detective is hunting down bank robbers. Robert De Niro is leading the bank robbers. And then Al Pacino is the lead detective. But that moment when they meet up on screen together, and then also at the end when I don't want to give it away because there's something inside me that says that people haven't seen this movie. I don't know why, but there's a moment at the end of the movie when they do this kind of thing, and I'm like, man. I know it didn't need to happen, and it's probably kind of stupid and it's kind of corny, but I loved that they did it, and it was cool as fuck. Like it felt like bringing genres together or bringing something together that you hadn't seen before. But yeah, dude, that movie is so incredible from start to finish. You're engaged in the storyline, and then you also know it's being anchored on both sides by incredible actors like De Niro and Pacino, and in the middle you have people like Val Kilmer, like balancing out everything else. Like what an incredible fucking, not only an incredible movie, but what an incredible moment in time. Like it was amazing.
Heat's way more meta than people give it credit for, dude. With just being Pacino and De Niro and them having the
ending for sure.
Yeah, and them having the smarts to build that relationship between the two of them. That's a fucking amazing movie, dude. Gary says now they're making Bad Boys 4. I'm mad they call the third movie Bad Boy for Life. I don't know if we'll ever get a Bad Boys 4 now. I mean, with everything going on, who the hell knows what'll happen with that?
I think that even Lawrence came out and like pretty much downgraded what Will Smith did. So it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
unless he does what his wife does, what his wife tells him and says, "I apologize." He's like, "Fuck you, Jada."
My number 11 is going to be, we've talked about it a million times.
I knew it was going to be on your list. I knew it. I knew it.
There's just no, it's like Surf Ninjas meets Bad Boys meets Lethal Weapon. Like,
it's a good movie.
It's fucking Keanu and Swayze in a buddy cop movie where they're surfer dudes and they're also fucking, they're not just like uptight cops, but they're also fucking like bank robbers and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's amazing. I love Point Break.
Yeah, man, I can't argue with it because I knew I wanted to put it on my list, but I don't have as much fond memory for it as you do. But it's still an incredible movie. My number 10, you talked about it a little bit, so I don't want to really go that much into it. Lionheart is my number 10. Look, it's one of the Van Damme's better ones. It's basically blood sport on the streets. Like, that's the way I can describe it. It's pretty much the same
explanation than I had.
Yeah, it's the same character. Frank Dukes, a good guy that is trying to do the right thing and try to take care of his niece and his sister-in-law, and he gets he gets pulled basically into this lifestyle where he has to make money on the streets, fighting. But yeah, Lionheart, dude, I actually was in the middle of watching that earlier today. It's so well done. It's so well done. And, it's the first time I cried at a Van Damme movie at the end. And I never thought I'd cry at a Van Damme fucking movie or like get teary. And I was a kid and I was like, dude, God damn, because Van Damme can act. He can act. And it's number 10 for me.
He fucking can, man. My favorite part of that whole movie is when that big fucking Coheed and Cambria looking motherfucker's beating the shit out of him. And his friend, the only guy he trusted, bet against him. And he's like, I bet against you, Lionheart. And he goes, boom, boom. He looks at him. He's like, you did what?
He says, wrong bet.
Yeah, that's wrong bet.
And he gets up and he's like, wrong bet. And dude, it's like Bloodsport meets Rambo on the streets. It just worked. And by the way, it's charming. It's charming as fuck.
It is
charming ass movie.
And a movie that it's going to be making honorable mentions, but since we're talking about Van Damme, Universal Soldier fucking ruled. By the way,
yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that's a great one too. I wanted to put it on there, but I didn't. But yeah,
I just couldn't make it. I just bought the 4K of that. Still fucking love it, dude. The best part of that movie is when he's sitting in that diner. She's like, "Hey, you got enough money to pay for this?" And they start beating him up or whatever. And he's like, "I just want to eat."
And then Dolph Lundgren was another great bad guy in that one.
Dude, he was great.
People don't give Dolph Lundgren the credit that he deserves.
They don't
at all.
They don't give any of these guys the credit they deserve, man. They really don't. All right, my number 10 is gonna be. Damn, it's hard to put this so low on this list because it's a fucking all timer. But Demolition Man, dude.
Woo-wee.
Oh my god, Murder, Death, Kill, dude. We're gonna blow these guys. Blow them away. God damn, blow them away. Oh shit. Dude, the funniest part of that entire movie, by the way, and that movie is not just a great action movie, but it's not a Paul Verhoeven movie, but it has Paul Verhoeven isms to it when you talk about the future and how stupid we all are and how we could easily end up being that
Taco Bell.
Pussified. You've been fined one system of the demand coins or whatever it was. But the funniest part of that entire movie, dude, I just watched some of it today when Wesley Snipes, God, dude, one of the greatest bad guys ever.
Amazing.
Simon
movie. Phoenix.
Yeah. Simon says bleed. But when he's walking in there and he walks into the thing, and the dude's just stand there and he just walks up and grabs his head and slams him against that wall. Oh fuck, dude.
I like when he was like trying to get the guns out of the museum case. Like, you got that 30-day wait period? No, fuck it. Punches like,
he's like, excuse me, sir, what's your boggle? What's my boggle?
Listen to me.
How much you weigh?
I swear to God, I would have taken 100% Wesley Snipes as the Joker in the 90s, dude.
Yeah,
in that form,
underrated.
as I would have, dude. I would have been like, dude, that's the fucking Joker. Like, he's crazy as shit. He's like, come on, you futuristic. He's like, what? I gotta buy fucking batteries when he's trying to shoot that futuristic gun, dude. There was something about it, and then he pulls up the sewer. He's like, God damn, I love that smell. Reminds me of biscuit and gravy.
Dude, he sold out for that fucking role. But the only bad part, the only thing I hate about that movie, still watching it today, is at the very beginning when Stallone jumps out of the helicopter, like, at the very, very beginning when they're in 1996 Los Angeles, he jumps out, he goes, Phoenix! While he's walking down, it's like, oh my god.
Well, I mean, dude, that movie was packed full of. I mean, you had Sandra Bullock. You had Rob Schneider. It's like he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. And he's like, I can understand how that can be confusing. There were so many cool things about that movie, though. Overall, like that movie, I feel like that movie's ahead of its time in a lot of ways. I mean, dude, Wesley Snipes played one of the best fucking villains that wasn't a super villain in a comic book I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck yeah, man. Hell yes. That movie, just talking about it makes me want to put it higher, but I can't now, so whatever.
So,
don't you have somewhere to be? Don't you have someone to kill?
Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah, and then Dennis Leary was in it too. Yeah. He's like, don't worry. I like, he's like, this is a rat burger. Thank you. I like when, by the way, Wesley Snipes shoots at him. He's like, don't worry, I'll get you with the next. So my number 9 is going to be, and I've already talked about it because I was stupid, but Broken Arrow. I think I've already mentioned why it was really good. Nice. It was the last great Christian Slater movie that came out. The dynamics and the relationship between Slater and Travolta was great. And again, it just shows you how good Travolta is at playing a bad guy. And, you know, I know that he has played good guys before and he's played vulnerable roles before. And you know, that's all great and good. But, dude, I swear to God, like, you know, there's something about the dynamic between him and Slater, Travolta, I mean, that just works. And that song, like, you know, the bum, 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 you know, the scream used.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think it's great, man. I think it's one of the movies that gets overlooked a lot of the times. I don't know why. But there was one scene, though, I do remember when Travolta was asking Slater, and he was like, you know why I didn't bring you in on this? Because I thought I might. And he was like, because I would say no. He's like, no, because if you had said no, I'd just kill you. There was a small part of me that said that you might say yes and then ruin this whole fucking thing. And then he was like, oh, you're bleeding. Let's see if we can make more of that happen. Like, dude, Travolta is like, in this movie, he's sinister as fuck. He's menacing and he's mean. And I love it. And they cast the perfect guy that was his former partner in Slater, because Slater is like what the agency wants to be, and then Travolta is the rogue shithole.
Yeah, fuck, dude, it's a great pick.
I love it.
It's a great fucking pick. He's like, you ever been knocked out? He's like, your brain presses against your skull and it feels like this. He's so good.
I love the ending when he throws in the $20 bill.
Yeah. They kept going the whole movie back and forth with the $20 bill. He's like, just even in the beginning when they did the boxing thing, he was like, I'm not going to take it if you didn't do your best. I want it. And then he's like, no, you don't understand. I took it out of your wallet when you were in the shower.
Yeah, and they played up that relationship really well, and then, you know, it gets broken. But it really does feel like a John Woo movie. Like, it feels like John Woo could have directed that movie.
No, he did direct that movie, dude.
That's what I said.
This is John Woo. He's all over that bitch. The only thing I think that John Woo did not do in that movie is put doves in it. And I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's got the 2 guns. It's got all the shit.
I really didn't know that. I thought it was somebody else that directed the movie. The fact that I called that John Woo directed it, that's amazing.
Yeah, he absolutely fucking did. Yeah, it's one of his best ones, man. My number 9 is going to be this is such a fucking amazing list, dude. These movies are so good. It's gonna be True Lies. Arnold Schwarzenegger, True Lies. God.
I'm glad you put it on there. It doesn't make it on my list, but god damn.
Wow. James Cameron didn't make your fucking, well, I'm sure he did, but not for this one.
No, but but no, dude, True Lies. What? I mean, holy shit.
Dude, it's Schwarzenegger. It feels like Schwarzenegger's like unheralded. As big as a movie as it is, it feels unheralded. Part of the reason is because you can't fucking rent or stream it anywhere, which is a fucking joke. And your guy James Cameron needs to fix that. Same thing with The Abyss. No, you can't fucking watch it anywhere. But dude, Schwarzenegger in this movie, dude, not just the family stuff, him and Jamie Lee Curtis's relationship, the relationship with their daughter. It had an awesome bad guy in it. Just the fucking had all the lines in it. It was,
you get some of the sexiest Jamie Lee Curtis fucking performance of your life. God.
Dude, if you took a movie like T2 and you're like, man, I just wish I could have another Schwarzenegger Cameron team up that had such a wide scope and so much action. It's fucking True Lies, dude. What he does when he's literally flying the jet and you're fired. All that shit, dude. He's the chase scene where he's on a fucking horse. Tom Arnold, where he thinks he gets shot and he has to check his ding dong.
That's my favorite, dude. Fucking Bill Paxton as the sleazy ass fucking salesman.
made him piss his pants. Dude, amazingly casted,
so good,
amazingly acted, amazing action movies. Just fucking. It's like, remember when they made him take the fucking truth serum? It's like, I love it. That's just fucking hilarious, man. I love that movie.
Did you really kill some? Did you really kill all? He's like, but yeah, but they were all bad.
They were all bad.
They were all bad.
Fucking
Dude, True Lies never gets mentioned. No. Ever.
It's like forgotten. It's weird.
When you bring up 90s actions, it feels like people forget about that one. That one was incredible.
And again, a great bad guy too. I don't remember that guy's name, but he was really kind of scary, dude. When he was chasing
the Middle Eastern dude. I don't remember. You know what he looked like? He looked like the dude from Day of the Dead that opens up the gate.
Exactly like that guy.
Yeah.
Frank Riker, thank you, buddy. He says just showing some support details.
Thanks,
that's a fucking beard, bro. And a badass name too. Frank Riker with a badass beard.
Frank looks like he's gonna go and start a new punk rock band tomorrow and be the lead singer of it.
Death metal / punk rock.
So Janae! Hey, Janae.
Welcome to the world. Goddamn.
Just woke up.
She slept in till 10:30 at night. She
got awake
up last night.
God, she's been doing this for a while. I don't care about your nursing shit.
Gary said, "Did you know Time Cop was a comic book?"
I did not know that, Gary.
I did not know that either, dude.
I like Time Cop though. I did. It's one of the few Van Damme movies I do like. It couldn't make my top 15. If we had done a top 40, possibly, but I did like Time Cop. But
did not make my list though.
I didn't. No, I didn't make mine either. But I did like it. I did like it. Hey, a picture lasts a lifetime. No, thank you. My number 8's going to be well, you've talked about it, so I don't want to go because we're running behind. Demolition Man is my number 8. It's going to make my top 10 just because I love the dynamic between Stallone and Snipes. I think is one of those movies that got well ahead of its time. It's got some great action moments in it and some great lines. My number 7.
Oh, you're going with 2. You just got the 2 out there. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna throw them out.
The fucking rules.
Tap 2 Fine. In the pink, 1 in the stink. Oh,
dude, I don't care. I'm all for anarchy.
My number 7 is Total Recall.
Oh, did not make my list, by the way. I like it.
No, because I'm doing this because I gotta go pee really bad again. I don't know why. I've got a camel bladder, but it's Total Recall. We talked about Schwarzenegger and having, one of those amazing movies in True Lies, and I 100% agree with that. But I also feel like Total Recall gets looked over many a time. It's a Paul Verhoeven film, and it's actually deep as fuck. I think it's Paul Verhoeven. Verhoeven. How you say it? Am I saying it wrong?
I was gonna say I think it's Paul Verhoeven. But when you said Verhoeven, I got tickled.
I always said Paul Verhoeven.
It was a great party.
Do you have any flicks by Paul Verhoeven? Verhaven, whatever. The director of RoboCop,
David Cronenberg.
Hey man, I remember watching Total Recall and I was blown away. I think it's cerebral as fuck. Like Sharon Stone is amazing in it. Arnold is great in it, and you really don't know what's going to happen. And I feel like it leaves you on the first time, like when you watch The Matrix or something like that. Like that's the first time you watch it, you're like, holy shit! Like you start questioning the world. But the entire time in Total Recall, he's questioning the world, and like fake memories put into his brain, and they weren't fake memories, but are they fake memories? And at the end of the movie, she's like, "Kiss me quick before you wake up." And you have that weird like dun, 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 music. You don't know. It's fucking scary because what if well I never liked you, John.
Consider this at the most.
Consider this there were so many good moments in that, and Total Recall is on my list for a reason, man. I feel like it never gets the love that it deserves. They tried to remake it with Colin Farrell. It fell flat because they left out the Mars thing. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. And the 3-titty lady at Mars. Oh my God. It was so cool. Dude, there were so many cool things about this movie. The X-ray, the moment when he was walking and they had to do the X-ray and he had to fight.
Yeah.
This movie, I felt the same way when I watched RoboCop, when I watched this movie. And
welcome to the party, Victor.
Wow. My name is Vahus. It's Hauser. Your name's fucking Hauser, and he's my best friend. But no, there was something about, like, it was weird and kind of out there and crazy, but there was something about it that was like, again, it was charming, man. Like, I mean, you just could not watch it. It was so cool and different. And Arnold was in this. This was like, it wasn't Terminator or anything like that. This was a sci-fi movie, but Arnold was in it, and he did a great job convincing the audience when he was like, I just killed some men. I killed them. Look at my hands. When he saw the Sharon Stone, he's like, look at this. And she's like, oh my God. And then you know what? He beats the shit out of her.
He does. Well, dude, I think my favorite part of that movie didn't make my list. Like, it should have, but like, I just, I still love that movie. But the best part of that movie to me is when he finds out that it's his wife and he has to literally kill his wife. Like, I feel like everybody wakes up is scared to wake up in the morning and have to kill their wife. At least maybe that's just me. Oh, her headphones aren't in. Anyways, yeah, I totally sympathize with him in that moment.
Well, I like the fact that it was also the ending of that movie when you didn't know he was going to live or die. Like when he gets blown out of the airlock and he goes, and he looks like,
oh, when they pull that thing out, he's like,
and he's like, no, when he's suffocating on the surface of Mars and his eyes are going, he looks like a Ninja Turtle. He's like, and then the alien thing like breaks. Dude, I love that scene when the alien thing breaks down and sends off the atmosphere. Dude, fucking cool as shit. So good.
It's a great movie, dude. I'm glad I made one of our lists for sure.
So
you gonna go pee-pee?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, go pee-pee. Pee-pee in the toilet. Michael Parton says, I wish Tank Girl made y'all's list. Hey, how do you know it's not number one, dude? I'm just a girl in the world, because that's all that you'll let me be. I sing that in the mirror when I'm pooping all the time. Number 8 for me is gonna be, what the fuck was it? The Rock. Sean Connery's birthday. Man, The Rock is back when Michael Bay could make good movies. And I'm not sure, but was this also directed by Bruckheimer? Back in the day when they knew what the fuck they were doing. An amazing cast, Stanley Goodspeed. I loved that character so much when he's sitting there just shooting his little like toy shotgun or whatever, listening to the Beatles, and he's talking to his wife and she's pregnant and he reacts poorly, and the whole fucking thing where they go into the thing and they have that package with the baby, and he's like, you want me to stick this into my heart? That was just peak fucking Michael Bay, an amazing bad guy with dude from fucking Milk Money. God damn it, what's his fucking name? He was also in Mother. Oh my god, classic fucking actor. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. The Rock fucking ruled, dude. One of Sean Connery's best movies. And if you could say that, then you know you're talking about a great fucking movie, because we're talking about Sean Connery. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Sean Connery, it's a grunge thing. And dude, Stanley Goodspeed, Nicolas Cage was so fucking good in that movie. The way that he played off of Sean Connery, he's like, why is it just a haircut? The whole thing, man, that's just a fucking great movie. Great fucking soundtrack. It was right up there with Speed's soundtrack. Dude, that was just fucking Rock goddamn ruled, dude. The fucking end of the movie, sitting there holding the green smoke. We got green smoke. Just everything about that movie is goddamn legendary, man. I walked out of that movie as a kid just feeling like a super fucking badass, and like that was just going to be my life. I was going to be like those guys, and I got pretty close to it because we are talking about movies on YouTube. Rock's my number 8. That movie fucking rules, dude. Number 7, this is going to be high for some people, but this is one of those personal choice movies for me, man. I just, any day of the fucking week, I can pop on Desperado and watch this fucking movie. Not yet. Trying to shoot me in the back, eh? Every fuck, so goddamn quotable, you know. What's in the guitar case? The guitar. I'm looking for a man named Pucho. You know, just fucking everything about Desperado fucking rules. And I know there's El Mariachi and there's the other movie, but for me, nothing comes close to Desperado, dude. That movie is so fucking cool. There was something about Antonio Banderas in that movie that it just harnessed every bit of that guy's fucking coolness. And then Selma Hayek, who's fucking amazing. Any movie that starts out with the fucking El Mariachi band playing and they're on the fucking stage and he's doing that, I don't know any of the words in that fucking song, but I could play it for you right fucking now on guitar. goddamn, Desperado was one of the coolest fucking movies of all time, man. So much violence, so much crazy shit. It was like, I know he didn't. He had something to do with it. I know he was in it, but it felt like a Quentin Tarantino meets the height of Antonio Banderas' coolness meets a time in movies where nobody gave a fuck, and it was just about making cool, grizzly fucking Adams without a beard type shit. That movie was like the beer they served in that fucking restaurant. That's like, it tastes like piss because we pissed in it. Fucking love that movie. And I still, if I come across anybody who hasn't seen the movie Desperado, I always tell the joke from that movie. If you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like a 10-minute fucking joke, and I still think it's hilarious. But Desperado fucking rules, dude. And goddamn Steve Buscemi's in that shit as the friend. Fucking love Desperado, dude. Watch that movie any day of the goddamn week. It's like Liar Liar for me, but action movie style. If you haven't seen Desperado, please, by God, watch it. And a great fucking bad guy too, to top it off. My number 6 is going to be a movie we already talked about, and I was trying to make Jay think it wasn't on my list because it's way too high on my list. It is. I watched my family watch Broken Arrow on the 4th of July. I was like, this is a 4th of July movie. And my wife and my 12-year-old sat down and they were like, this is a piece of shit. And I'm like, yeah, I know it's broken. It's got weird shit in it, weird John Woo shit in it, and it's not a perfect movie. But to me, and I noticed this watching Demolition Man and shit like that, is that Point Break, the beauty of 90s fucking action movies was pitting one man against another, and the way that they would go about that, and the way that they were friends when it started out. And John Travolta's character was always like cooler than Hale, and he was always a better boxer, and he always talked down to him. And Hale got his ass kicked throughout this entire fucking movie by John Travolta. And I love how in the fucking end they got this fight scene where John Travolta once again beats the fucking shit out of him. And it's my favorite final fight scene in a movie. But he beats the living fuck out of him, and he's still kicking his ass. And then at some point something clicks, and Christian Slater's character starts to fight him back, and it's just a great fucking fight scene. So many bad things about it, sure. There's a lot of corny stuff into it, but the soundtrack mixed with the desert setting, mixed with all that shit, I could watch that movie 10 times a goddamn day. Broken Arrow, just because the dichotomy between John Travolta, and even starts out with that, with the boxing sequence, and he's like, no, you're doing, you watch my shoulders, and then he's like hitting him and shit and talking about the rope a dope, and then it was action scene after action scene after action scene involving nukes, involving fucking John Travolta's crazy ain't it cool shit. He has so many fucking lines in that movie. Broken Arrow is probably way too high. I don't give a fuck. On my list, it's number 6.
Dude, it broke my top 10.
Yeah, and it made me happy because I thought I was going to catch shit for having this above movies like
good as fuck, dude.
Mission Impossible and stuff. But fuck.
People that don't like it are racist.
Yeah, you fucking stop being racist, you guys. It was Ed Harris I was talking about earlier, by the way.
Oh.
Before I go do my PP, fucking nutsacks. Hey guys, been a while since I made it to one of the streams. Just wanted to say hi. Also,
hello.
Lax Action Heroes Herp is one of my favorite 90s action films.
Dude.
I know it's dumb and over the top at times, but I love it.
Dude, I swear to God on my life, Emerald Emissary, I considered putting it in my top 10. I swear to God, I love that. Big God! Number one! Big God! Dude, that because I feel like it is the quintessential Arnold. Like, it's what Arnold is. I feel like all they did was took the imagination of people that watch Arnold Schwarzenegger up to that point, and they put it into a ultra meta fucking movie. Last Action Hero is incredible, dude.
Dude, that was one of my favorite toys growing up. I had the Arnold with the jeans and the red shirt, and the belt buckle and shit. And he was always like my hero when I was playing with
You're Jack Slater. You can't die.
That movie gets a little bit too irreverent for me because as a kid, I'm like, I just want a serious action movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger kills people. So I've never truly loved it the way other people do, but I still have a place.
I think we were too young to understand the significance,
the meta and all that shit.
Yeah.
What's your number 7? And I'll go 6.
My number 6 is Double Impact.
I knew it would be on your list, you slut.
Chad and Alex. Van Damme plays twins. Oh my God. Because of my big legs, I can do the splits no problem. Yeah, dude. Double Impact was awesome. Again, it goes back to the fact that he had great bad guys in it. It actually had a really good story. The fact that Chad and Alex were twins, separated at birth. I know this sounds like Maury Povich, but they were separated by birth. One grew up in one particular way, being very hard-nosed, street smarts, and the other one grew up in LA, and he's more like, whatever, bro, I'd like to shop at the Gap, suck my dick. And then they have this moment where they have to, meet back up and take down the bad guys. It's very simple plot, very easy to follow, but by God, Van Damme rocked that shit. He did incredibly well. And I love that movie. I think everything in that movie was acted to perfection by every person involved. I really do. And that Jean-Claude Van Damme, it was one of the first times I'd seen Jean-Claude do a movie other than like something like Lionheart, where he was vulnerable in when he was playing Chad, versus where he was doing, Alex, where he was supposed to be this again, a street smart, hard nosed guy, and I feel like it shows the versatility of Van Damme, and I loved it, man. And I again, the bad guys make the movie for me. In any of the when you're talking about 90s action movies, are the bad guys good? And yes, in this movie they were really good. I loved every single one of the bad guys in this movie. I think that they definitely presented a challenge. So yeah, it's I it's not one of those like generic, like, okay, well, the good guy saves the day. I when I watched it when I was a kid, I was like, I was like, if are they going to go the dramatic route? Is one of them going to die? Like, wouldn't that be fucked up if one of they just reunited and they found out they were twins, and then one of them fucking dies in a shootout with the bad guys, and the other one. I liked it a lot, man. Double Impact cannot be understated for the significance and the badassery that it brings to the table. And again, Van Damme is in fact a badass, and I think he is really unheralded. I know that people love, they always bring up Van Damme when you're talking about the 90s action movies. You're going to bring up Van Damme, but I feel like he's never given the proper respects that he should be given. But either way, yeah, for me, it's Double Impact. And I want to go ahead and jump in my number 5, but I'll wait for Mike to get here for that. But yeah, man. And it was weird. I remember watching Double Impact when it came out, and I didn't have any kind of expectation other than it's going to be another badass Van Damme movie, and it was. But I didn't know how the twin angle was going to work, because he's playing two different characters, but he's pretending to be twins, and he does a great job. And I was like, God damn, that guy can act too. It was pretty cool. And then of course the bad guys, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I probably am, and I know I am. The bad guys make the difference, and they were really, really well done. The one of the main bad guys that shows up, I think that Chad, and again, it's the same. It's Van Damme. Chad and Alex are obviously it's Van Damme, but Chad fights, I think, the main Tong Po from Bloodsport in one of the final climactic scenes of Double Impact. And I'm like, that's fucking badass, man. They brought that guy back. I don't know, man. As a kid, it was great. It's one of those movies I watched over and over again. I remember begging my mom and dad to buy the VHS of Double Impact at Sam's Club, and it was like $24. And mom and dad bought Double Impact for Cody, my brother, and myself for like $23 or $24 because I wanted it so bad. I still have the VHS tape in the attic from the Sam's Club that we bought it from in the 90s.
What movie are you talking about?
Double Impact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did not make my list, but I still have to say, I know you've already said it.
It had such an impact on me. I literally have the VHS cassette that we bought from Sam's Club in the 90s still in my attic.
That shit was expensive.
And it was like $24. And I begged I remember begging Big Dad to buy it. You know, we were like getting groceries and shit, and he had like a whole goddamn slab of, because Big Dad always liked to buy in bulk. And I'm like, I'm just gonna put this movie here. And he's like, how much is it? I'm like, it's only $24. And he was like, God damn it. and then he was like, ask your mom. I'm like, no, she won't understand, Dad. It's just a movie. Because we only, like, back in the day, I only had like 6 or 7. We only had like 6 or 7 VHSs, because those movies, when you were a kid, you couldn't afford them. Like DVDs, it's like you can get them for like $1.99 now. But back in the day, man, they were expensive as fuck.
Because of my big legs and karate, I can do the splits. No,
that's what I was saying. Like Chad and Alex, man.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It didn't make my list. I never loved it as much as you guys do, but it is a fuck great movie, dude. My number 5 is going to be. I saw Fruit Loops mention this earlier. We will not disappoint. It is disappoint. It is Die Hard. Hit a Vengeance. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Fucking dude. Maybe you can argue this is better than the first Die Hard. I mean, I would have no problem 100%. With that. I would have no problem 100%. With that, dude. The team up between Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson was fucking amazing from the start of that movie, where they had the balls to make him go into the.
What did it say, Mike? Repeat the words.
Well, it said, "I hate."
I hate what, Mike?
Basketball.
What did they say?
Alan, that one was like, "What the fuck?" When you saw that shit,
dude, that was my favorite. Oh. They were playing basketball. I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Oh shit!"
It's like I got a real bad fucking headache. But dude, action, nonstop action. One of the greatest bad guys ever. One of the greatest bad guy plots. Where they had the shit where the bomb mixed in. That was fucking cool. There was a bomb in a school. Dude, it was like the Dark Knight mixed with Die Hard, mixed with fucking everything. Hilarious, fucking great. And he's the most broken down in that movie he's ever been. At the start, where they pick him up and they put him in the paddy wagon. He's like. Come on, John. What's going on? He's like, I've been smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. He's like,
you fucking business about Holly.
Look at an amazing movie, dude. Just goddamn. And dude, he got fucked up in that movie. He got fucked up bad in that movie.
Dude, it explored racism on both sides, and I think they did it a brilliant way.
Yeah.
There was a point when Samuel L. Jackson, I think, that was confused that Bruce Willis was racist, but finally he figures out, like, hey man, he's just a guy trying to survive the goddamn day, like I am. And like, I think one of the purest examples of that is that when they're in the park and he was like, you stupid, it's like, say it, you would call me the N-word. It's like, no, I wasn't. I was gonna call you an asshole. An asshole. You don't like me because I'm white. He's like, what? He's like, you don't like me because I'm white. He's like, no, I don't like you because you motherfuckers are gonna get me killed. And then there's a scene when he was like, hey Zeus, thank you so much. He's like, why do you keep calling me Hey Zeus? Do I look Puerto Rican to you? He's like, no, the guy back there says Hey Zeus. He's like, my name is Zeus, like the father of Apollo. Don't fuck with me or I'll send a lightning bolt up your ass. Zeus. You got a problem with that? He's like, no, I ain't got no problem with that. And dude, there were so many other moments, like when he was like, like driving down the road and he was like, oh, that guy's pissed because they stole that guy's car to, chase the bad guys. Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. Seems like Samuel L. Jackson's like, that guy's pissed. He's like, well, he'll feel a lot better when he looks in the backseat. And Samuel L. Jackson was like, shit, that was my gold bar. And then Bruce Willis was amazing in that, because Bruce Willis was like, hey, fuckhead. Yeah, fuckhead. You got any aspirin? I've had a bad goddamn headache all day long. He's like, you're lucky day. And he throws it to him. He's like, holy shit, that asshole did have fucking aspirin. Yeah, dude, that movie is incredible. And the only reason why I'm splurging about it, because it happens to be, I swear to God, my number 5. Die Hard with a Vengeance is my number 5 as well. It made it up there. I swear to God. And Mike and I didn't review these movies together as far as like our list. But yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance, man. Number 5.
If you've not seen it, go see it. Just the scene where they're in the fucking taxi cab driving through the fucking park and shit like that. Oh my God, dude, that movie is like, it's like Crank. It's like if Crank was a fucking Die Hard movie, because there's so much shit. It's like one stop after another, one crazy thing. That movie is balls to the fucking wall.
It really is. I like that part where he shoots down the helicopter and he was like, yeah, Bruce was like, maybe we should call the fire department. And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, nah, fuck them, let them cook.
Even the opening, it opens up on the street. It's like hot town somewhere in the city, and then that fucking building explodes. The whole goddamn thing is so good, dude. My number 4 is going to be We talked about it. I'll be fucking brief. I actually considered not putting this in the list because it's more of a crime movie than it is an action movie, but fuck it, dude. It's gonna be Heat. Goddamn, I love this fucking movie, dude.
It's an amazing movie.
Al Pacino's character in that is so underrated. What he's going through with his wife and the divorce and his kids and everything like that, and how he's a workaholic because he can't, when he's on a case, like he cannot get it out of his fucking brain. He cannot stop thinking about it. That if he takes a second to watch all he cares about is that little fucking box VHS. And when he comes home and his wife's fucking that guy, he's like, I don't care that you're fucking my wife, but you don't watch my TV. He starts like breaking shit. And then Robert De Niro, on the other hand, is like, he's a terrible guy because he murders people or whatever, but like you get where he's coming from. And he's like, he's been raised this way and his whole life's that way. And then as you said, the scene where they come, it's like the most meta Scream fucking thing ever without
especially the end. Meta. The end was like Yeah. And
he's
again,
like,
I don't want to give it away because I want people to watch it.
Right. But he's like, you seem like a good guy, but if you get in my way and it's between you and the slammer, he didn't say that, but he's like,
I feel like he was talking to him in an audition room.
It was fucking amazing, dude.
It was so good. Yeah.
So good.
My number 4 is going to be Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to put it on there, man. This is what reinvented Keanu Reeves. As far this movie came out in 1994. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey came out in like 1992. I swear to God, Keanu Reeves sold his soul to the devil. All he had to do was get a buzz cut, and now he's like a badass action star. But it also had Jeff Daniels that was great in it. It had Sandra Bullock that was amazing in it. It had one of the best bad guys in it. Shoot the hostage and what was the fucking guy's name? He passed recently, a few years ago.
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper was an amazing.
I got $200 on this game.
Yeah, that movie. What an incredible movie, man! And it was so tense when the first time you watch that fucking movie, and you don't know what you got to keep the bus at 70, and then Keanu Reeves is so 55. Cute. He's so cute. He's so hot.
He is hot.
I don't know. I really love that movie. And I've watched that movie several times. And I remember watching it. I actually saw that movie in the theater. I do remember watching in the theater and loving it. And it was so tense because you didn't know. And it was so crazy because as a kid, when I watched the movie, I had no idea that was fucking Ted from Bill and Ted. I had no idea as a kid. And I loved Bill and Ted. And I mean, obviously as an adult, you're like, well, he just cut his hair. But when you're a kid, Ted is Ted. And that guy, whatever that guy is, he's a fucking monster.
With a mystery guest, please sign.
It was so good. And the fact that Jeff Daniels was a really good supporting actor in it. And dude, it's got to be up there with one of the most significant movies of the 90s I've ever seen. This guy literally reinvented himself with this movie. Yeah. Like without this movie, you would have no Neo. You would have none of you wouldn't have John Wick without Keanu Reeves stepping up and doing this role.
True shit, dude. And one of my favorite lines for that movie is just like when they're celebrating beating the bad guy and they're at that party and Jeff Daniels is like, I'm gonna go home, have some sex. And he's like, Harry, you're gonna go home and throw up. He's like, maybe I'm gonna do that too. A great movie, dude.
It's great.
Speaking about Keanu, dude, my number 3 is gonna be The Matrix.
I almost put it on mine.
Did it not make your list?
No.
Didn't make the whole list. Wow, I'm surprised.
No, dude, I wanted it because I was kind of weird about it because I already had one sci-fi movie in there with Total Recall, so I didn't want to put 2.
I get that. For me, The Matrix had to be on here for mine, even though it is more sci-fi probably than an action movie. But though it reinvented everything. It changed every fucking thing. Yeah. When The Matrix came out, it was like what Scream did for the horror franchise. Matrix kind of did for action franchises. It changed the game of movies completely. It was just so out there and over the fucking top and so original and so great. And weird when you think about the time because you had people all dressed up in black showing up and shooting security guards with machine guns, but just a crazy story. I mean, what, you don't have to talk about The Matrix. Everybody knows the fucking Matrix. It's one of the most classic films of all fucking time.
Amazing. I know. I think it was number 1 on one of my other lists. So
how about I give you the finger and you give me my phone call?
So you can't scare me with this Gestapo crap. Follow the white rabbit. My number 3 is going to be, and dude, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's one of Denzel's best performances, and Gene Hackman, Crimson Tide.
Nice.
I'm the commander of this fucking ship, because what this movie, and also has James Gandolfini in it. A lot of people don't know that Gandolfini was one of the officers that was supporting Gene Hackman in this movie. This movie deals with a lot of things, and there's a lot of different types of flavors, I guess you could say, going through this movie. There's racism, there's prejudice, there's also mistrust of commanding officers, there's action, there's a lot of things to dig in with this. Viggo Mortensen's in this movie, by the way. He's the best friend of Denzel Washington. And it really does put you, if you were like, this is a nuclear submarine, you get a message half your body, you're under the seawater, okay, under the sea, down where it's wetter, everything's better, and you get a half fucking message that nuclear war is on, but it's a half message, and your first mate says, which is in this case is Denzel, let's go up and figure out what the full message is, because we can't, if we make a decision, then we're all at war and we lose. And then on the other hand, you're the commander of the ship, and you're like, well, the orders are orders. I got to do what I got to do. I think it's one of those few movies left that they do a great job of explaining both sides, and you really can understand both sides. And Viggo Mortensen is that guy. He's that best friend of Denzel Washington. And he's kind of put it in a really shitty position. But, dude, I swear to God, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. And Denzel and Gene Hackman have some of the best chemistry on screen I've ever seen in my life. When they have that moment when Gene Hackman, he's clearly racist, I think, in the movie, when he's talking about when they both have, like, they both love horses. And he's like, some of the best horses from somewhere are white. And he's like, yeah, but when they're born, they're black. I was like, it was so like sneaky. So it's got a good message in the middle of it, but it's got like a great action sequence, mystery thriller thing going on. So Crimson Tide is, to me, one of the best movies I've ever seen, because again, it really does fall down to the fact that these guys were involved in a nuclear submarine, and they got partial orders to fire on Russia with a nuke, and they didn't know. Denzel Washington, being the first mate, was like, well, we only got a garbled message. Should we go up? And Gene Hackman's like, I'm the commander of this fucking ship. And he slaps him. Some of the best, dude, it's some of the best acting ever.
I got to rewatch that, man. I always get it confused with The Hunt for the Red October. I always get those two movies confused completely.
Yeah, it's got Gandolfini, it's got Denzel, it's got Gene Hackman, it's got Viggo Mortensen. Dude, that movie was like incredible. Well above its time.
I gotta rewatch that shit, dude. My number 2 is gonna be a shocker. It's gonna surprise everyone, and it's gonna be Mission Impossible. No, I'm just kidding. That's an honorable mention. It's gonna be Terminator 2 at number 2. And I know you might say at number 2, Mike, you piece of fucking dog shit, you piece of shit in my home where my children play.
I hope you get raped by an STD skunk,
dude. Honest to God, like, as far as movies I've watched more than other movies, I've probably watched Die with a Vengeance more than Terminator 2. I've watched The Matrix more. I've watched Heat more, Broken Arrow, Desperado, The Rock, True Lies. I've watched a lot. Demolition Man, fucking Point Break. Almost every movie on this list I've probably watched more than T2. That being said, even though I say that this list is my personal favorite, it's not the best. T2 is so strong as far as what it's done for movies. It is so perfect of a film that even though it's not my favorite of these to rewatch, I'm actually a Terminator guy myself. That's an 80s movie, but I'm actually more of a Terminator guy because I just love the raw fucking Reese versus the Schwarzenegger,
like
the
a
Terminator
human versus like an unbeatable thing.
Yeah. There was a lot more going on in Terminator 2, but the movie's just so fucking good, dude. Yeah. And when you've got when it comes down to Schwarzenegger versus the T-1000, the scenes, better special effects and graphics and all that shit than you get in movies today. Back in the fucking 90s, beating what we have today. Look at what fucking Thor 4 just did with all that green screen bullshit. And then you look at what they did with this and how amazing it was, and the characters and the emotions and everything. Terminator 2 is maybe, you can look at me and say it's the greatest fucking film achievement of all goddamn time. And I would say, yes, it probably fucking is. It's fucking Terminator 2, dude. But dude, it's still
T2 took what they did well with the original Terminator, 1984 Terminator, and just improved it all the way around. And by the way,
greatest sequel of all time.
Maybe,
probably,
because here's the thing about Terminator 2. The graphical, not just the graphical enhancements, but the special effects, they were cutting edge. They were cutting fucking edge. They were literally inventing technology as they were making the movie to do the certain scenes, like the liquid T-1000 going into the helicopter. You'd never seen shit like that before. And it looks, or T-1000 coming up from the floor, the tile floor, to become the security officer. You've never seen that shit before. And here's the thing, it still holds up today. It still looks good today. I think that movie is exactly what the movie industry based a lot of their their achievements in special effects on. They looked at that movie and they're like, man, these guys poured everything in to make this crazy ass special effect, and it works. By the way, it also reinvents in a good way, because when you watch the original Terminator, obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing a bad guy. He's playing the bad guy Terminator. So the bad guy is this machine. It was really weird to watch Terminator 2 and see this bad guy machine be the good guy, and this little boy John Connor that's like instructing him on how to be a more human. And then also, this is one of those movies that made me cry at the end.
Yeah.
When he has to throw himself into the lava and he gives the thumbs up. Dude, because I know now why you cry, but it's something I could never do. I'm like, fuck! Yeah, you could! If you could stay with me. Stay with me.
If you look at our lists and you look at these movies on this list, some of the best movies a lot of the movies on this list, they're so great. Same thing Universal Soldier did, really. You have one man against another man, and then they put the story behind it, and it all just works. Yeah. Terminator 2 is probably the most, and we talked about Steven Seagal. As great as he was, he never had that formidable bad guy. Terminator 2 may have the most formidable bad guy versus also the rare movie where you have an unstoppable force that actually meets an immovable object.
Yeah.
There is no underdog. They're both complete fucking demolition machines.
No, and let's not talk about how great Robert Patrick was. Robert Patrick was amazing in that fucking movie. Amazing. Yeah. And I know he's made a joke about. I saw him on the Conan O'Brien show, and they were like, "Oh, how'd you get?" He was like, "I ran like this." But the fact is, Tom Cruise. He played the machine part perfectly, and it was kind of cool. It was like, to me, it was almost like Freddy versus Jason before Freddy versus Jason. It was like Skynet's best, newest model versus their old model. Well, and that's exactly what it was, and it was cool. It was cool. That mall scene where they're both like shoving each other into the fucking walls.
Oh my god,
that was cool as fuck.
You have Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger, who's not just Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he's also a fucking exoskeleton Terminator, whatever fucking model.
T-800.
The T-800 model, who's unstoppable as they get, and somehow the bad guy is so fucking good that Arnold Schwarzenegger's the goddamn underdog. So you're taking a Rocky story, but you also have the beauty of having your main guy be this unstoppable fucking badass force, and he's still the underdog.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes the idea of one man versus another, and it just puts it into the fucking stratosphere of great.
I swear I will not kill anybody. So my number two is going to be T2.
I knew it.
Yeah.
What's your number one going to be, though? Now I'm fucking intrigued.
No, literally, it's T2. I mean, we talked about it in length. That's why I talked about it in length, because it was going to be my number two either way. What a great fucking movie, man. What can you say? That movie should have like Academy Awards all around it. But so my number one, I'll give you my number one. We might as well get into it.
Do it. I'm
my number one is going to be. I'm a daisy if you do. It's gonna be Tombstone.
Oh, I didn't even wait a minute. I didn't even fucking see Tombstone.
Tombstone, 1999 or 98.
Why didn't that pop up in my fucking list? 93, by the way. But I
thought it was 99. Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. Yeah, that's
well. No, there's also another one that didn't pop up. My Unforgiven was really high up on there,
that's
and I didn't.
Maybe it's because they were Western. It didn't pop up. Yeah, I didn't even.
If you go on the action movies of the 1990s, it won't pop up for Western. But Tombstone is one of those movies, man. I watched it and I've watched it and I fucking watched it, and it never gets old. It's got the best performance of Doc Holliday, which is performed by Val Kilmer, the best Val Kilmer performance of all time. Kurt Russell, incredible as Wyatt Earp. You cannot think of Wyatt Earp without thinking of goddamn Kurt Russell. It's got, I mean, dude, what can you say about this movie? Tombstone's got everything in it. It's got everything in it.
Touch that gun, everything in it. Down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were there. You may go.
Go skid that smoke wagon.
Dude, there's so much. Goddamn Virgil. You're talking about the sexy Sam Elliott. I mean, dude, this movie's Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
There's so much good going on with this movie. I have literally watched Tombstone more than any movie on this list. 100%. I've watched Tombstone more than any other movie on this list and enjoyed it every time I've watched it. It doesn't matter if it's been a year. It doesn't matter if it's in a few weeks. It's always fresh to me, and I feel like it's not only the greatest action movie I've ever seen in my life, but maybe the greatest 90s movie I've ever seen in my life. Period.
Well, Jay, I'm embarrassed. This has never happened before. We've had it happen where one of us completely forgot a movie, but it's never been a number one. It's never been a powerhouse like Tombstone. Tombstone would have been on my list. It didn't pop up for me when I did my research. Just completely fugazi fucking went over my fucking head.
Fugazi.
Fuck me in the fucking ass. It would have been my number one. My number one we have talked about, and this is going to be, it's probably the wrong answer. Probably should be Tombstone, probably should be Terminator 2, could be The Matrix. It's going to be Speed. Dude, look, when I think about
you're going 70 miles an hour without slowing down.
When I think about what I love about fucking movies, man, Speed I probably watched it, I don't know, it's hard to say, maybe at least as much as anything else on this list, but there was just something about that fucking movie, dude. One man, from the opening of it, that the music, the fucking dun 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 dun. When I played guns and shit by myself, because I spent a lot of time by myself as a kid, if you can't tell, I was always like that guy in those situations like that. So I really just like that movie just fucking spoke to me, man. I loved watching that goddamn movie. And the amazing fucking bad guy and an amazing goddamn scenario, but just Keanu Reeves from the moment where he's eating he's got that goddamn muffin and he's got his coffee and the bus blows up and he starts running like Ben Affleck and Batman vs Superman into the fucking smoke. It's hot. It's fire. Like no shit. It's fucking fire. Of course it's hot. But from the pop quiz hot shot when they have Dennis Hopper nailed in the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, all the stuff the character goes through, man, that I don't know, man. When I was just look at this list and I was thinking about it, I was like, Speed just checks every fucking box for me. And it's not the best movie on this list. It's not. Terminator 2 is a better film, but there's something about Speed that just speaks to 90s child me that I just love, man.
That's what it's all about, guys. I mean,
drug and this movie.
Hey, we picked our list based on rewatchability and what it meant to us. So it'd be really cool if you guys put your top 15 down in the comments.
Fucking yeah.
And look, my number one and Mike's number one will differ, hopefully, from yours. Or, and I say hopefully because I like variety. I like people that'll say like a crazy ass fucking movie. I'm like, I didn't know that. I didn't even think about
you're
that.
Bisexual?
Yeah. Just,
Me too.
You like to swing both ways, suck dick or eat a vagina out. It's fine. But no, man, I'm a daisy if you do.
Hey,
and listen, I've yet to begun to defile myself with the drink. I put Tombstone up there because again, I swear to God, out of everything that Val Kilmer has done, it is the best role Val Kilmer, hands down, has ever done. That guy should have won an Academy Award for playing Doc Holliday in Tombstone. There is no way you can convince me that he's ever played another role.
At least supporting actor.
Yeah,
you know,
he should have won an Academy Award for what he did in that movie. Because when you watch that movie, that's the only Doc Holliday you think of. And that shitty Wyatt Earp one with Kevin Costner and then Dennis Quaid is Doc. You're like, this is fucking terrible. This is not Doc. Because you're thinking of Val Kilmer the entire time.
Let's do this. Let's go through the remaining super chats and then do a rapid fire honorable mentions because there's just so many. First off, Stacey James says, I'm drunk. Me too, dude. Got some breakfast in my belly. Good times rolling like Snoop Dogg on 420. Hell yeah, Stacey.
I like it.
Hell yeah. Get that shit, son. I never say son. I don't know why I just said that. It's probably because I have had too many Mountain Dews and ices. Colton Candler said, Mike, I'm surprised you didn't put Lethal Weapon 3 or 4 on your list, dude. It was fucking hard.
I'm actually a little surprised. I thought you were going to put at least one Lethal Weapon on there.
Man. It would have been 3. 3's better than 4. I fucking adore that movie. One of the best memories of my life, visiting my dad's side of the family in Ohio because nobody else would go, so I always had to go. All the kids went to see Aladdin, and I was like, Dad, please let me go with you guys because they were seeing Lethal Weapon 3, and I could not fucking wait, dude. I adore that movie. I fucking love that movie. It's probably 16, 17, whatever. But yeah, barely missed it, man. I love that movie so fucking much. God damn it. Ash Lockhart. Good to see you, Ash. Says The Abyss is on par with Terminator 2 when it comes to
true.
effects.
And that's also, hey, Ash, who is that? James Cameron, once again, coming in and showing he's got a huge dick.
He does.
He knows what to do.
Dick.
He knows what to do. But yeah, you're
it's
correct.
Blue now, and nobody cares about it. Because
listen, if he just dropped the Avatar thing, he'll be fine.
Yeah. I wish he would.
Everything that motherfucker touches is gold.
Cliffhanger's great. Eraser.
I had Cliffhanger on in my honorables.
Go with your honorables first. I'll go second.
Okay, so
stick it to me, Jim.
My honorables are Rush Hour, Armageddon, Bad Boys, True Lies, Mission Impossible, Falling Down. I really wanted to put that on there, but I didn't.
Great one.
Days of
Fairly
Thunder.
An action movie, though. I get it.
Yeah, Days of Thunder was another one. Jurassic Park, but it's dinosaurs, so it technically is an action movie, but I didn't put it on there. In the Line of Fire, I really wanted to put this one on there with Clint Eastwood. Awesome movie. The Rock. I wanted to put that one on there with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. A fucking awesome movie. Desperado, Air Force One, Goldeneye, Con Air, Out for Justice, Hard to Kill, The Quick and the Dead, Backdraft, Cliffhanger, Last Action Hero, The Matrix, Breakdown, and Unforgiven.
It's a good fucking list, dude.
I know. It's so, like I said, I mean, these movies are so incredibly good. Like, you could do a top 50 and be here all night.
If you and I had to make a together 15, like if you and I had to come up with 15 that we both agree with, I think we would have fist fought. Like,
we would show up with our top 15 with like bruises on our face.
I will suck your dick to put The Rock in this list, dude. I swear to God.
I was surprised I didn't put it on there. I wanted to. I'm like, why did I do that?
I fucking missed too.
I was like, because hey, I just want to know why in Zeus's butthole haven't you used your escape plans? I remember when it was nice and quiet on the island.
Honest to God, man, like I think Jay and I I'll say I think we know more about action movies in the 90s than we do about horror movies. Maybe not the Halloween franchise or Nightmare or certain franchises, but overall genres. We know more and grew up with more action movies than we even did horror. So this list was tough for us, but my list, the ones that were really fucking hard not to include Showdown Little Tokyo. If you like 90s action movies and Brandon Lee, oh my God, fucking Showdown Little Tokyo is amazing. Passenger 57, Always Been on Black. Fucking amazing Wesley Snipes movie, one of my favorites. The Bodyguard, fucking Whitney Houston and goddamn Kevin Costner, one of the greatest movie couples of all time. Bodyguard fucking ruled. Mission Impossible, one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. One of my greatest movie memories, seeing that with my dad when I was a kid.
I got the cassette tape for that. When it came out. Yeah, I did.
Dude. Yeah, it was an amazing movie. It's just, God, it was so hard not to.
I mean, when I say cassette tape, I literally got a cassette tape to listen to the first fucking track, which is
just the song.
Just the song.
Dude, after that, I went and saw the movie because, dude, you remember Movies 9 in Winchester? Next door, they had the bookstore. You remember the bookstore?
Oh yeah. Prescott Books.
Yeah, dude. We went there and I was like walking around the aisles and I was like, I had the music in my fucking head and I was pretending I was Ethan Hunt. Fucking amazing time.
Yeah.
Hard Target, obviously. But Under Siege, Ransom, fucking give me my money.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that one. That's a good
amazing
one too.
Fucking movie, dude. Mel Gibson makes me cry every time.
Really good. Yeah.
I watched that fucking movie. Yeah, Gary Sinise is a great bad guy. From Dusk Till Dawn, obviously, just more of a horror film than it was an action movie film for me. Last Boy Scout, fucking, it's basically John McClane.
I like it, but I feel like that movie dies in the middle of it for some reason.
It does a little bit, yeah. But I was like, with the face of the gut. It's like,
it was awesome in the beginning. You're like, holy shit, this is gonna be crazy, and then
still. Love it. Total Recall, Face Off, The Mummy, fucking amazing movie. The Mummy fucking ruled too. Nowhere to Run. It was like. It wasn't as good as Jean-Claude's other movies, but like as a story, as a movie,
it was good. No, it was contained.
It was way better than it's a way better story than most of Jean-Claude's movies were back then. Armageddon, Lethal Weapon 3, as we talked about, Con Air, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I loved it. No, I loved it, but it's fantasy as fuck.
Yeah, it's true. Last Action Hero, Enemy of the State, dude, was a badass fucking movie. Tony Scott.
Well, I want to throw out one thing because I know that someone's going to say, well, what about The Fugitive? Like I wanted to put it on, but I'll be honest with you, I cannot.
More of a mystery than an action.
I can't remember most of it because I got bored. Watching it, and then I'm like, oh, there were some cool moments, and then like, I don't care,
dude. I could not agree with you more. The Fugitive on rewatch is surprisingly boring. Yeah, like as big as a movie as it was back then, it's surprisingly boring to watch now.
It really is. Yeah,
I'm 100% with you. Universal Soldier, Long Kiss Goodnight. Maybe Rennie Harlin's best movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who also directed Nightmare 4. Under Siege 2 was great. Lethal Weapon 4. Double Impact. RoboCop 2. I cannot believe RoboCop 2 didn't make your list.
No, it was going to make my list. The reason why I left it out because he feels like a superhero.
I agree with that.
That's why I left him out.
Kane's bugging me.
No, RoboCop 2. Kane's bugging. Yeah, I would have left it out.
Isn't the moon lovely tonight?
Yeah, I left it out because I feel like RoboCop 2 was Christ, they stripped him.
I totally agree with you.
I feel like he's too much. I know that there weren't comic books made about him, but he feels too much like a superhero.
No, I'm 100% with you. I would have left it out too. That's why. I mean, it's part of the reason why I did too. Mark for Death, Sudden Death, underrated Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Amazing. For sure. And The Glimmer Man, which didn't deserve to be on this list, but still fucking rules. So
it's called Deer Peanuts. It's gonna make you fucking feel fine.
My friend here is a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
No. We're close. I'd say 2 weeks.
Hello, Tempos. Colton says, if you counted superhero movies, would Batman Returns make your top 5?
Oh, I don't think so.
Probably not.
I don't think so. And I know that there's a lot of love for Batman Returns, but for me, fuck no. If I'm gonna count superhero movies, you got The Crow, you got Blade. You got like if you're gonna count RoboCop, and I count him as a superhero.
The 90s is weird though. Like RoboCop 90s didn't have a lot of superhero movies, so it's kind of hard to say.
Spawn, I would
even Batman was 89.
Spawn's not better than Batman Returns, but
no, that's a good question.
I don't. Shit, Batman Returns would have made my top 10, but no.
Shut up, Vanessa.
She said her list would already be better than ours.
Yeah, that's okay. Probably
that's
would
all
be,
right.
But
that's fine. Hey, it's 3.5 goddamn hours.
I got bills to pay.
I gotta go pee pee. Pinky gotta go pee pee.
We've had way too many surveys. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. Hey, Jay, we just reached the 300 mark. The people still in this room are the fucking real ones, man. We did the opening of the show. We did Halloween Ends news, and over 300 people up until this very moment hung with us to talk action movies. That says something that maybe there's a future for action movies on this fucking channel.
Hopefully. We'd love to talk about that shit with y'all if y'all want it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the futures. Okay. If you guys like the fucking action movies, put it in the comments. Let it be known that you would rather us discuss action movies sometimes, at least sometimes, than just the horror shit.
Yeah.
And I love the horror shit too. I'll suck that all way. But I like
man looking like a circus seal.
Yeah, a lot of dicks. But hey, man, thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with us.
You guys fucking rule. This was fun as shit. We love your all's fucking faces. Good night.
Night, Cleveland. What? I forgot where I'm at. You're in fucking